Merry Christmas everyone, and welcome back to another What If story. So since it is Christmas Day, I wanted to do a special video for you all. So I posted on my community tab, what video should I post for, well, Christmas? And I decided to make multiple polls, 4 polls in fact, for what I should post for the Christmas special. This consisted of 15 what ifs, and we managed to put it down to, well, right now, 2. But I'm gonna do this video first, and the next video will probably be the next one, or I don't know, vice versa. But the what ifs were, what if Krillin became a Saiyan? What if all Universe 7 Saiyans are good? What if Bulma got her wish in Dragon Ball? What if Gohan trained under Whis remastered? What if Mr. Satan trained under Whis remastered? What if Goku unlocked the Ikari form? What if future Vegeta survived? What if future Gohan won? What if Cooler became Emperor? What if Goku unlocked Ultra early? What if it was from Universe 7? What if Android 21 was canon? What if Goku and Vegeta were brothers? What if Bardock was King of Planet Vegeta? And what if Master Roshi was a villain? Now we managed to crop all of these down into just 3 what ifs, which are, what if the Universe 7 Saiyans are good? What if future Vegeta survived? And what if Goku and Vegeta were brothers? Now I am kind of in a weird spot because well, future Vegeta survived and Goku and Vegeta as brothers actually tied for the winning spot. So I put these 2 on the wheel, what if future Vegeta survived? But that is okay because I am going to make what if Goku and Vegeta was brothers soon, just so the people that picked that would actually get their what if. And I will also post a New Year's what if, which will be with all the losing what ifs. What if Bulma got her wish in Dragon Ball? What if Goku unlocked the Ikari form? And either what if Android 21 was canon, or what if Bardock was the King of Planet Vegeta? Now that poll will come up probably a little before this video comes out. Now with that long intro out of the way, let's begin with part 1 of what if future Vegeta survived. Now the story will start in the future timeline. As you would know, everybody would be killed by the androids, including all of the Z fighters, only leaving future Gohan and Trunks. But what if that wasn't the case? What if Trunks' father, Vegeta, survived? That is what we are going to be covering in this brand new what if future Vegeta survived. Now the way this is going to happen is actually kind of easy. We're just going to say that when the androids thought they killed Vegeta, Vegeta was barely alive, and he is barely clinging on to life. Vegeta would notice that he wasn't able to defeat the android, and this would break Vegeta's pride because he had just unlocked the Super Saiyan transformation. So he would just go back to Capsule Corp, but he won't really do anything. Since his pride was broken, he didn't want to fight, basically wanted to quit, and that's what actually happened for a couple of years. Gohan would actually kind of be a brother figure to Trunks, as he trains with Trunks almost every day, while Vegeta just sits at Capsule Corp and does nothing. While Bulma, Gohan, and Trunks tries to find out what to do about the android. Gohan and Trunks would fight the androids multiple times, but the androids would defeat them both. And soon, Bulma got tired of this. Those kids are out there risking their lives and Vegeta is doing nothing about it. Bulma would go up to Vegeta, who is right now just on the couch watching TV and drinking some beer. Bulma would yell at Vegeta, asking what the hell does he think he's doing? He's just sitting there on a couch like he can't help his son and Gohan defeat the androids. Vegeta would yell back at Bulma, what does she want him to do? He lost, they lost, whatever, who cares? Vegeta's tired of it. If these androids win, who cares? There's no point of living life like this anyway. Bulma will look at Vegeta, seeing how much he has changed because of that one fight. So you're just gonna stand there and act like a child for your whole life? What's gotten into you? Vegeta would snap, yelling at Bulma. What does she want from him? They lost. Everybody knows that. There is no point in fighting if it's just going to lead to them losing. Bulma would say, their child and Gohan out there risking their lives as he's just sitting there. He is supposed to be the Prince of all Saiyans, and instead he's just going to be a Princess of all Saiyans acting like this. Vegeta would start getting more angry at Bulma. If they're gonna die, it doesn't matter. What's the point of fighting the androids if they're just gonna lose? Look how badly Gohan and Trunks lost to the androids. What does she think he is going to do? Does she want him to die? Bulma would just look at Vegeta. If you're acting like this, there's no point in having you around. Vegeta would be infuriated. As he throws his bottle of beer at the wall, he yells at Bulma. What is he supposed to do? They can't win. He already told her this like 3 times. Bulma would say, that might be the case, but at least they're trying, while he's sitting here doing nothing. Bulma will continue, look at you. You were a powerful warrior, always worried about pride and surpassing Goku. But now, you're just sitting here, doing nothing. You've been doing this for years. Enough. Go out and help those kids. Vegeta would snap as he gets ready to hit Bulma. But before he does, Gohan steps in the way. Let go of me! No, look at you. How pitiful. You've been trying to hit your own family. I don't care about family. That's not who I am. Well, so you're just going to be an alcoholic and toxic yourself while the androids are out there destroying everything? How about you at least try and save yourself? You don't have to try and save us, but at least try and save yourself. Vegeta would look at Gohan, or he punches Gohan, sending him out of the house. Gohan would be shocked as Vegeta rushes at him. Gohan will power up as he counters Vegeta's blows and pushes him to the ground. Vegeta will continue fighting Gohan in faith, thinking that the Super Saiyan form is just useless. Why do you continue fighting with that useless form? All it did was make us lose. The only real villain it was able to defeat was Frieza. There is no reason to continue using it. Just accept that we're going to die. We're just on borrowed time. Gohan would start to get angry as he thinks about his father, his mother, all the other Z fighters, even how Vegeta was before. Are you just going to let all of these memories go away? Come on, Vegeta. My father let you live for a reason. Why not try and keep yourself alive? Because, don't you understand? Those damn androids are out there, destroying everything. We don't stand a chance. Even Kakarot, he died by a heart virus. But, I bet he wouldn't even be able to stand a chance against those androids. Gohan would kick Vegeta in the stomach as Vegeta is sent down to the ground. Stop acting like this, Vegeta. We still have hope. Only you who doesn't. Vegeta will cough out blood, but he'll continue to stand. We will all lose, Gohan. You must know this yourself. No, if you keep on acting like this, we will. But, if you get off your ass and help us, we will stand a chance. Why? Why are you so eager for me to help you? You were a warrior. You let this one battle damage you this much. Look at you, you even grew facial hair. You said it yourself, Saiyans weren't even able to grow hair. You're more of a weak human than anything. Vegeta would snap, powering up into Super Saiyan. Fine, you wanna fight? You've got one. Gohan would smile, looking at Vegeta. But Vegeta would ignore the smile as he rushes at Gohan, as the two clash, with them both being very evenly matched. The androids don't really sense ki, so they don't really know this is happening. Gohan and Vegeta will continue to fight, with Vegeta being on the back burner. See? Look how pitiful I am. I can't even fight you in Super Saiyan, and you got destroyed by the android. What can I do against them? Gohan would catch Vegeta's fist. Power isn't everything. You out of all people should know that. You fought my father when you first came to Earth, and you lost because you weren't strong enough. You lost to Frieza because you wasn't strong enough. But there's more than just power to fighting. You defeated everybody else because of your skill, not because of your power. The Ginyu Force, Garmon, Dodoria, yeah, you defeated them because you were strong, but it was also because of your skill as a proud warrior. And there's no point of you losing that now, especially because your life is on the line. Not just your life, but your family's as well. Vegeta would power down, not knowing what else to do. Just can't win. If you help us, we can. How am I supposed to help you in my state? Look at me. Gohan would tell Vegeta, it doesn't matter what state you're in now. What matters is the future. And you turning your life around and not just drinking on the couch all day would help us. Vegeta would get up. Fine, I'll help if it means I defeat the android. Gohan would smile, and Bulma and Trunks would cheer. Yes, Vegeta is back in action. Vegeta would thank Gohan, for he goes into the bathroom. He looks at himself one more time, as he says to himself, what task got it into me? Vegeta would grab a razor as he shaved his beard, but he keeps the same clothes that he has on right now, showing how pathetic he was, and telling himself that he aims to not be like this again. Vegeta would then take a shower, or he sleeps until the next day. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Gohan and Trunks would get ready to train, but they'll be shocked as Vegeta stands there. Now what the hell are you two waiting for? Are we gonna train to defeat these androids or not? Gohan and Trunks seeing this would be shocked, but they smile. As they get into a fighting stance, before they rush at Vegeta. Time has passed since the last time we saw the future warriors. Vegeta has agreed to train Gohan and Trunks, and Bulma would decide to upgrade the gravity room because Vegeta would suggest that they should train in increased levels of gravity. This would also mean that everyone would be beaten down more, but Vegeta will get an idea, and Vegeta would ask Bulma to create a healing tank like the device the Frieza soldiers had since they don't have senzu beans. That would be the most useful way to heal. Bulma would agree, and after a couple of months, Bulma finishes the healing tank, though this delays her time machine project. Some time will pass and the three Saiyans will get way stronger than in canon. Well, Gohan and Trunks at least, with Vegeta being stronger than both of them, since he will push himself the most in this training. Some more time will pass, and Vegeta would want to test his power against the androids, and he will tell this to Bulma. Are you crazy? Why would you want to try to fight them? It's only been a year since you got back into fighting. Do you really think you are going to win against them? Bulma asks. Yes, I do. We have been living in hell for too long. It is time to end this, Vegeta responds. Bulma would smile at Vegeta, seeing that he is back to his old self. Okay, just promise me that you'll not die. Vegeta would smile back at Bulma. I will try. Bulma would continue. If things get too tough, retreat, even though it might hurt your pride, but I need you to stay alive. Don't worry, I know when to stop fighting, Vegeta says, before he and Bulma have one last night together. Before Vegeta wakes up, it is 5 AM in the morning, and he would get up from his bed and kiss Bulma on the cheek. Before he goes into the bathroom, he picks up a toothbrush and looks at himself in the mirror. Can I really do it? Can I really defeat the androids? Vegeta says to himself, before he closes his eyes, reminding himself of the terrible loss he had against the androids. Vegeta would open his eyes. This time, things will be different, Vegeta says. And a half hour later, Vegeta goes to Trunks' room, where he sees Trunks sleeping, and Gohan is also in a bed. Bye Trunks, I'm doing this for them, Vegeta says to himself, before he gives the sleeping Gohan and Trunks a smile. Before he closes the door, Vegeta will go outside and looks at his hands. Even if he loses, he will make sure that this is not the last battle he participates in. Vegeta will blast off to find the androids, destroying a city. Vegeta will stare down the androids as he tells them, your time of destruction ends here. Oh, Vegeta, you're still alive. That's a surprise. No matter. We will end you today. No. Your lives will come to an end today. If you remember what happened last time, Vegeta, you should know how this battle will play out. You really think I am the same warrior I was before? I have lost my spirit of fight before, but now I feel as good as ever. Then let's see how cocky you are when I beat you. Android 17 will land on the ground, shocked that Vegeta was this strong. Vegeta would tell Android 17 that this is the end, as Vegeta powers up a final Big Bang attack, but Android 18 will stand in the way and would send an attack at the Big Bang attack, and the key struggle will happen. While it happens, a earthquake is happening, and this will wake up Gohan, Trunks, and Bulma. The Earthling woman will know it's Vegeta, and will hope that he will end up okay. Trunks would sense his father's power, and would instinctively power up and rushes to his father's location. Gohan would yell for Trunks to stop as he blasts off after him. Bulma has a bad feeling, but she hopes everything will be okay. She'll stay home away from the action, but she hopes her son Vegeta and Gohan will be okay, and finally get rid of the androids, because they are all stronger than they were before. Goku and all of her friends are gone, so hopefully this time the androids will be dealt with. Back on the battlefield, Vegeta and Android 18 will continue their beam struggle until Trunks arrives, as he sends his own Gallic gun at Android 18. Vegeta would turn to see Trunks, and he would yell at Trunks, "Boy, what do you think you are doing here? I came to help you. Fool, you being here is a mistake. I specifically came here alone, so I can beat them alone, and let you two forget about the androids. That's suicide, father. I will not let you risk your life again, you fool. When this tech counters out, not only will I have to fight the androids, but I will have to protect you also. It's alright, Gohan is here. Why'd you bring Gohan here?" An explosion would happen, and Android 18 will rush at Trunks. Vegeta would defend him, and would tell Trunks to get out of here, as he kicks Android 18 away. Gohan will power up into Super Saiyan, and he will go to fight Android 17. And Gohan is stronger than before thanks to the hard training of Vegeta, but Android 17 was still stronger than him. Not as much as before, and they are really close in power, but 17 will overwhelm Gohan, and he will be sent to the ground.
Vegeta would see Gohan being overpowered by 17 and will grit his teeth. He not only has to keep his eye on Trunks, but also Gohan. Vegeta would try to figure out what to do as Android 17 gets ready to kill Gohan with an energy blast. "Move, you idiot!" the prince yells as he kicks Trunks away and he rushes at Gohan, who was on the floor. Vegeta would kick Android 17 as the android hits the ground. Vegeta would tell Gohan to leave with Trunks. But speaking of Trunks, Vegeta left Trunks wide open, and Trunks will yell for his father. Vegeta and Gohan will look up to see Android 18 holding Trunks by his neck. Vegeta would grit his teeth as he yells at Gohan to help him. Gohan would nod, as Gohan and Vegeta tries to fire an attack at Android 18. But Android 17 will get in the way and use his barrier to block the attack. Vegeta would grit his teeth and tell Android 17 to move out of the way. Vegeta would yell, powering up, and this rage Vegeta has gave him a power boost. As he yells Big Bang Attack, Android 17 will power up the barrier again, but the Big Bang Attack will go through it, hitting 17 and doing a lot of damage to him before he falls to the ground. Vegeta would rush at Android 18. The android will see Vegeta and she will kick Trunks in the stomach. She will dodge Vegeta's attack and will blast Trunks. The half-breed will yell as he is hit head-on by the attack. Android 17 will laugh, telling his sister good job, but Gohan will punch Android 17 away. But this attack from Android 18 will sadly kill Trunks. The body of the child will land on the ground, and Vegeta would be kicked and he will land right next to the body of his son. Vegeta would look at Trunks, and he will instantly wake up. Hey, get up, Vegeta yells. Stop sleeping, get up this instant. You need to get out of here and go back to your mother. Vegeta will slap Trunks' face multiple times, but Trunks is unresponsive. Oh no, Vegeta says. Android 18 will fly down to the ground and will laugh. What's wrong? Was the attack too much for him? Shut up, Vegeta yells. I guess the other brat should go next. Android 18 continues. I said shut up, Vegeta yells. His aura becomes more intense and electricity surges around his body. Android 18 will be shocked to see this, but she'll continue to laugh. Trunks' body and Android 18's laughs will flood Vegeta's mind, and then Vegeta's mind will flash to Bulma. What would she think of Trunks' death? Vegeta would not be able to look Bulma in the eyes, but he can't imagine how Bulma would feel after she found out her son died. She'll probably blame him. These androids will pay. Vegeta would rush at Android 18 and would smash his hands into the android. Android 18 would be shocked as he feels the pain from Vegeta's attack. Vegeta would then look at Gohan and Android 17. Before he blasts Android 17, Gohan will look up at Vegeta and will be shocked. Vegeta is in a new form, Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta will tell Gohan to go back to Capsule Corp and don't tell Bulma about what happened. Gohan will be hesitant, but Vegeta would yell at Gohan to do so, and Gohan would agree. As he rushes to Capsule Corp, Vegeta would then look at the androids. As Android 17 flies up to Android 18, Vegeta would tell the androids that this is their end before he rushes at them and he begins to battle. Vegeta will toss around the androids, wanting them to feel just pain. And they do feel the pain when Vegeta lands blows on them. The androids will try to overpower Vegeta with their combination attacks, but Vegeta would be too strong for them, and Vegeta's aura alone pushes them back. Vegeta will shoot Ki Blast from its mouth at Android 18, and this attack will engulf the android, and she will die from the impact of the attack. Android 17 will be shocked to see this, but Vegeta will kick Android 17 away. The android will jump back before rushing at Vegeta, but the Saiyan will dodge the attack of the android. The android will try to hit Vegeta with multiple punches, but the Saiyan will dodge out of the way of all the android attacks. Before he punches the android in the face, the android will crash to the ground, and Vegeta will slowly walk up to 17. The android will yell for him to stay back as he launches an attack at the Saiyan, but the Saiyan will tank the attack and continue to walk up to Android 17. The android will feel fear as he steps back. Vegeta will look at 17, and the attack will hit Android 17 as he is hit to a city building. 17 will struggle to get up, and Vegeta will continue to walk to Android 17. The android will fly in the air, and he will yell. If he can't kill Vegeta, then he will take Vegeta out with him. Android 17 will begin to glow, activating his bomb in his body before he rushes at Vegeta. The Saiyan will power up the Big Bang attack as the attack clashes with Android 17. The two would yell, trying to overpower the other before an explosion occurs, and the Saiyan is pushed back. When the smoke clears, Vegeta is on the ground, with his back to a building, and Vegeta will be back in base, but Android 17 is gone. Vegeta did it. He defeated the androids. Vegeta will weakly laugh, but Vegeta knows that this is not a win, because this victory costed his son, who he barely took care of. Back at Capsule Corp, Gohan will return on his own. Bulma would actually happen, but Gohan won't be able to look at Bulma, knowing he let her own son die, and now he doesn't even know what happened to her husband. Back to Vegeta, he doesn't return home. He couldn't return home. He doesn't want to see his wife in a hurt state. Vegeta does stay close to Capsule Corp, but he hides his power and makes sure no one sees him. Vegeta would be the protector of the planet from afar. No one would even see him fight. Bulma and Gohan would just think there won't be any threats after the android's death. But what Vegeta doesn't know is that Bulma is creating a time machine, and she tells Gohan about it, and Gohan tells Bulma he will go back in time and make sure none of this never happens. Gohan and Bulma finish the time machine, wanting to change what happens in this timeline. There is a chance this might not work, but at least this timeline is saved. At least that's what they would think. So it wouldn't be a problem if it doesn't work, because they already defeated the androids. This is just one last attempt to save their friends and Bulma's son. Gohan will go back to the present timeline, and we will go to future Vegeta, who is still hiding from Gohan and Bulma. He knows how hurt Bulma is from their son's death, but he knows he shouldn't go and approach her now. Maybe if he finds a way to revive Trunks or get strong enough to comfortably protect Earth, he can show himself to his wife. But for now, he will stay hidden. Back to Gohan, he returns to the past and sees King Cold along with his son Frieza. Gohan would think that his father will appear using instant transmission, but to his surprise, that doesn't happen, and Frieza's men just start attacking the planet, and Gohan will reluctantly approach Frieza. The tyrant, seeing the turtle Kermit Yi, will be shocked and mistake Gohan for Goku, and the others will also mistake Gohan for Goku at first, but with no need to hide his identity, future Gohan tells Frieza that he is not Goku, but he is his son Gohan. Frieza will chuckle a bit, saying that it can't be right. It's only been a year since the events on Namek, but Gohan will tell Frieza that he is talking too much, so he would like to get this over with. As Gohan charges up, his hair spikes up, and his hair as well as his aura turns yellow. Gohan will yell as he becomes a Super Saiyan. Seeing the Super Saiyan form once again, Frieza steps back in fear. King Cold will taunt Frieza, asking if he is scared, and Frieza will play it off. But with Gohan going through a lot already, with his family, friends, and a little brother figure in Trunks dying, he will be way more serious than Trunks will be in the situation. And the look Gohan will give Frieza would make Frieza even more fearful. As he falls to his knees, King Cold will be disgusted by Frieza acting like a child. So King Cold will face Frieza and powers up an attack as he fires the attack at Frieza, almost killing his own son. Gohan will be shocked, but King Cold will charge up, thinking that he will defeat everyone and destroy the planet, even if that means killing his own son. King Cold will transform into his final form, and this will shock everyone, especially Gohan. He didn't expect that to happen, and King Cold is actually far stronger than Frieza was now. Now, before we continue, I believe there was an interview where Akira Toriyama talked about the final form of King Cold, and I believe he said that the final form of King Cold will match Semi-Perfect Cell, and I think you guys will know why that is a problem, because no one at this time will be able to match or even affect Semi-Perfect Cell. So we'll have to downscale final form King Cold. So I will scale King Cold to the power of the androids in the main timeline. This might sound strong, and yeah, you're right, but King Cold doesn't have infinite energy, so that will make it even. King Cold will rush at Gohan, and the Half Saiyan will barely move out of the way. King Cold will turn around, and Gohan will be worried, sensing King Cold's power, and he is around the same level if not stronger than the androids in his timeline. King Cold will smirk at Gohan. What is he going to do now? Gohan will knock back down, as he charges up and rushes at King Cold. Gohan will be overpowered by King Cold, but the half-breed does not give up. He rushes at King Cold, and they will clash once again, but the Frost Demon will beat down Gohan until someone else jumps in. It's not any other of the Z Fighters, but instead, it's Frieza, surprising everyone. Why did Frieza jump in? And Frieza will kick King Cold away and stand next to Gohan. Frieza will tell Gohan that he doesn't want to work with a disgusting Saiyan, but he doesn't really have a choice, since his father will not only kill the Saiyan and destroy the planet, but he'll also kill himself. And he doesn't care about the Saiyan, and still fears the Super Saiyan form, but Frieza pushes that aside to make sure that he survives. Frieza and Gohan will rush at King Cold, and the previous Emperor will counter their attacks. And to the Z Fighters' shock, they see Frieza teaming up with the Saiyan to fight this threat, and it's his own father, out of all people. Frieza and Gohan will put up more of a fight together than separately, even though they are butting heads a lot. And King Cold is actually shocked that his son is actually keeping up with him with his final form, fighting alongside a Saiyan. He is kind of proud, but his son is teaming up with a filthy Saiyan, and that is nothing to celebrate. So he powers up, ready to beat down his son and Gohan. But once the previous Emperor rushes at the Frost Demon and Saiyan, a teleportation is heard, and someone kicks King Cold away. It's Goku. Gohan would smile seeing his father, even though it's not the one from his timeline. Goku will look back at Frieza and Gohan with a shocked expression on his face, because 1, there's not only another Super Saiyan, Frieza is teaming up with him, and 3, the key of the Super Saiyan is very similar to someone he knows, but he will worry about that later, as he stands in the middle of Frieza and Gohan, before powering up into a Super Saiyan himself, as King Cold bursts his aura, escaping the pile of rocks he was in, before he rushes at the 3 warriors in front of him. 3 will dodge out of the way, before Gohan tries to kick King Cold, but the previous Emperor will block the attack. Goku would then kick King Cold, sending him flying. The father and son duo will try to punch King Cold just for him to block the attack, but Frieza will power up a death ball, not worrying about who gets caught in the attack, as he sends the attack at his father and the 2 Saiyans. The explosion will occur, and Gohan and Goku will be teleported next to Frieza, thanks to Goku's instant transmission. King Cold will recover and sees Frieza with the 2 Saiyans once again, and chuckles before he charges up again and rushes at the 3. Then the 4 fighters will clash. Gohan and Goku would surprisingly be able to work together almost perfectly, as they land the most hits on King Cold, but Frieza isn't able to land much attacks because he doesn't team up well with the Saiyans. King Cold will power up a huge supernova to send at the 3 warriors, and Goku will power up a Kamehameha. Gohan will do the same, powering up a one-handed Kamehameha, and Frieza will send out a last resort attack at the supernova. A big explosion will occur, and both parties were pushed back. Vegeta and the other Z Fighters will see this, and Vegeta will be annoyed, seeing that the other Saiyans are teaming up with Frieza, but that doesn't mean he thinks they have any other choice. And Vegeta will see the 2 Super Saiyans and Frieza. He can't believe this is happening. Why is he so weak? If the Saiyans and Frieza loses, no one will be able to defeat King Cold. Vegeta would then go into his own headspace. As he hears Frieza's laughs, Vegeta would yell Frieza's name, and Frieza would tell Vegeta that he is a weakling. Vegeta would yell, "No, he is not," as he rushes at the Emperor. But like his father, he was punched to the ground, but instead of dying, he was paralyzed. Then Goku and Gohan will approach Vegeta and smile. "What's wrong, useless trash?" Goku says. Vegeta would yell Kakarot's name, and Gohan would tell Goku to not waste his breath on uselessness. Like Vegeta, Goku would agree as they follow Frieza into the darkness. "I am not a weakling," Vegeta yells. as he yells with his aura turning a gold color. His hair turns yellow, and his eyes turn green. Vegeta will yell as he becomes a Super Saiyan himself. In the real world, Vegeta is a Super Saiyan, and he will look at his hands and smiles as he flies next to Gohan and Goku. "So you finally done it, Vegeta," Goku says. Gohan will smile at Vegeta. He knows that things are going different in this timeline, so he knows that this timeline is different from his own. But that doesn't mean he won't help this timeline. Gohan will charge up to his max before the four rushes at King Cold, and they will crush with the previous Emperor. King Cold is now finally getting pushed back by the three Saiyans and Frieza. Vegeta hates the fact that he is teaming up with Frieza, but since King Cold is the big threat at hand, he'll agree to battle with Frieza just this once. The battle will continue as the four fighters against King Cold keeps getting into each other's way. But after a while, Goku and Gohan will separate from Vegeta and Frieza as the Emperor of the Universe and the Prince of all Saiyans teams up to fight King Cold. Goku will power up a Kamehameha, and Gohan will do the same with a one-hand Kamehameha. Goku will approach Gohan as he infuses his Kamehameha with Gohan's. The Half Saiyan will look back at Goku before closing his eyes and smiling. Then the father and son duo will fire their Kamehameha as they send the attack at King Cold. Vegeta and Frieza will move out of the way, and King Cold will yell as he is hit by the attack. King Cold will say, "How dare his son team up with some filthy Saiyan? He will get his revenge someday." King Cold will disintegrate, and the three Saiyans will turn back to normal. Frieza will look back at the Saiyan. None of them have the strength to fight, so Frieza will just fly into space. Vegeta and Gohan will try to blast Frieza out of the air, but Gohan will stop them, saying that cheap-shotting Frieza is down bad. Vegeta will tell Goku that Frieza is a monster, but Goku would say if that is the case, then Vegeta would be dead by now. Gohan will continue trying to kill Frieza, saying that he cannot let a villain survive and have this timeline end up like his. But after hearing his father's voice again, he powers down the attack. But Vegeta does plan on killing Frieza soon. He will quickly recover when Kakarot gives him the Senzu Bean, and when he does, he will kill Frieza. Since Frieza will have to heal on his own, he wouldn't be at full health when he is killed. Goku would then say that Gohan did great, and Gohan, hearing his name from his father, would be shocked. He didn't tell Goku his name, but Goku would tell Gohan that it was obvious from the ki and outfit. The one fighting by his side was Gohan, his son, and he has really made him proud. Gohan would smile before telling Goku that he has to tell him something. Future Gohan telling Goku about what happened in the future, with Goku dying from the heart virus and future Vegeta basically saving the Earth. But after Vegeta killed the androids, Vegeta basically vanished after the fact, and he hasn't seen Vegeta in a couple of years, so he doesn't know if Vegeta somehow died or is still alive out there, because he can't sense Vegeta's power in the future. So maybe Vegeta either went out into space or is hiding his ki so low to the fact that he can't sense it. Goku would be worried as he turns his head at Vegeta. The prince would give Goku a weird look, wondering why the other Saiyans are talking about him. But Goku would look back at Gohan and thank him for the information, and Gohan would prepare to go back into the future timeline, but Goku will stop him, stay in the past, help them get stronger. And not only will they get stronger, Gohan will think about this for a while before he agrees to stay in the past. With the androids not around in the future, Bulma will be saved, so Gohan would agree. So now, future Gohan will train with Goku, Piccolo, and present Gohan. Vegeta will also train with future Gohan at times, mainly because future Gohan bothered him a lot. Gohan wanted to train with Vegeta because Vegeta was the one who taught him in the future. So Gohan will bother Vegeta until he agreed to train with him. So future Gohan will train with 3 different teachers that will make Gohan do different things. Vegeta will make Gohan go through harsh training, Piccolo will make Gohan meditate and train harshly, and Goku will make Gohan do a combination of meditation and soft sparring. Also in this time, Goku will teach future Gohan other techniques like instant transmission and, more importantly, the Kaioken. This was really taught to Gohan because Gohan frequently asked for Goku to teach him it, and after a few weeks of Gohan asking Goku to teach him the technique, Goku finally agreed, and Goku started teaching Gohan how to use Kaioken. Gohan, after finding out how to use Kaioken, will be able to boost it 2 times 20, like Goku did on Namek. But if Gohan worked on it more, he might be able to push it even more if he wanted to. But for right now, he will only go up to times 20 because he didn't learn Kaioken just to use it in his base form. Yes, Gohan learned Kaioken so he can learn how to use it with his Super Saiyan transformation. Right now, Gohan isn't able to combine it with Super Saiyan, but that might change in the future. with Vegeta training with Gohan, he was able to reawaken Super Saiyan. And future Gohan would actually train with present Gohan. He will tell his present self that he has to keep up his training to protect his family. Yeah, future knows his present self wants to become a good scholar, but this world Gohan lives in is not a normal world. He would always have to protect his family no matter what. Future Gohan will tell his present self that he kinda regrets choosing studying over fighting, instead of trying to set a balance between the two. Future will tell present that he should do that. Try to set a balance between the two. Then he will get the best of both worlds. He will be the scholar he always wanted to be, and he will be strong enough to protect his family, which will make his father, Piccolo, and even his mother proud. Chi-Chi probably won't like him fighting so much, but it will also make her proud that Gohan will be able to protect his family. Present will smile at Future's words, and will say that he'll make sure to get stronger, to protect everyone he loves. Future will smile, and he will see Trunks within this kid Gohan. Future will have a tear drop from his face before he ruffles Present's hair. Now, Future and Present will continue to train until one day, Present Gohan finally unlocks the Super Saiyan transformation, thanks to harsh training from his future self and his father. Future Gohan and Goku will smile as they see Present with the Super Saiyan transformation. The child will power down and smile at his father and future self. Now the 3-year time skip will end, and Android 19 and Android 20 will strike as they start to blow up cities. Future Gohan will think that it's the androids from his timeline, as he says that it's time. The Z Fighters will go to West City, and Yamcha will be approached by Android 19 and 20. The Z Fighter, thinking that they're only regular humans, will tell them to get away and find somewhere safe. But Android 20 will say that they are the androids, as he tries to grab Yamcha, but the human will think fast and grab the hand of Android 20 and will kick the android while holding his arm until it rips off. 20 will be shocked to see that Yamcha is this strong. This was not in his programming. Yamcha will then throw the arm before he powers up, alerting the Z Fighters. But before they arrive, let me tell you why Yamcha was able to do this, and the reason is, with future Gohan staying in the past, he wanted to get everyone stronger, not just his family and Vegeta. So he trained with the other humans and learned their techniques. He learned the Spirit Ball from Yamcha, Kiko-Ho from Tien, and the Kienzan from Krillin. And with the 3 training with someone who is a Super Saiyan, this will make them stronger. Not to the point where they can match the power of a Super Saiyan, but they're close to that level. But now the other Z Fighters will arrive to Yamcha's aid, and 20 will be angered that he was stupid enough to underestimate Yamcha because it cost him his arm. Goku will tell Android 19 and 20 that they will have a chance to escape and they will be spared. And while Goku is talking to the androids, future Gohan is just flying in the air in shock. These are not the right androids. Future Gohan will tell this to the present warriors, and they'll be shocked. Goku will say that it doesn't matter, because either way, he'll get a good battle, as he powers up into his Super Saiyan form, and he rushes at Android 19. And he begins his fight with the android. And Goku doesn't get the heart virus in this timeline because of future Gohan being there. So Goku will beat Android 19, and he'll then spare the android, because Goku saw the fear in Android 19, and Goku didn't want to kill someone like that. So Goku stops the battle, and he tells Android 19 that he can join the Z Fighters, and because Android 19 fears what will happen if he doesn't switch sides, he switches on Dr. Gero. And the doctor will be enraged that Android 19 turned against him, and Goku will ask Gero to also turn over to the side of good. But Gero will ignore Goku and fly off, but he doesn't get far as Vegeta kicks Gero to a rock. Goku will tell Vegeta that the battle is over, but Vegeta will tell Goku he had his fun with the clown android. He wants to have his fun with the old head. Goku will want to say something, but future Gohan will stop him. Gero was the mastermind behind this whole thing. It is not a good idea to keep him alive. Goku will think about Gohan's words before agreeing. Vegeta was smirk, going into his Super Saiyan transformation and using a big bang attack on the android, killing the doctor. Now the day is seemingly saved, but future Gohan will say, no, it is not. They have to find the android pods and destroy them. Goku will say there is no need for that, but future Gohan will fly off, pulling out a map future Bulma made, so future Gohan can find the lab of Dr. Gero, and after a while, he finds it. But let's go back to the future timeline for a bit, to cover what future Vegeta is doing. He is also at Dr. Gero's lab, wanting to make sure that there is no other threat that could put Bulma and future Gohan in danger. And soon after, looking around Dr. Gero's lab, Vegeta finds something. A pod that is labeled Android 16. Vegeta would decide to awaken it, knowing that if the android tried anything, he can destroy it. But when the android wakes up, he shows that he has no malice against Vegeta. The android will ask, where is Goku? But Vegeta will tell the android that Goku has been dead for years and seems to not be coming back, ever. But he also tells the future android that even if Kakarot was alive, his creator is dead, so he'll have no reasons to enact his orders. Android 16 will sink in that his father is dead, and Goku is also dead. Even though his programming told him to kill Goku, there's no reason to act on that. And even if Goku was alive, Jiro is dead, so there will be no reason to fight Goku, besides completing his mission. But what will he do after that, with no creator? So Android 16 will just ask, what should he do now? And Vegeta will tell 16 he doesn't care what he does, except for him blowing up Earth, or putting his family in danger. The only thing he really wants is for Android 16 to train with him, so he can get stronger, and the android would agree to this. So future Vegeta and Android 16 will be training partners, and soon they'll grow a bond. But now it's time to go back to the present, where Gohan is in shock, as he has met with not only Android 17 and 18 awakened, but there are also other androids. 4 more in fact. What has happened? How is this possible? Future Gohan will be shocked as he is face to face with not only Android 17 and 18, but he also sees 4 new androids. Android 13, 14, 15, and 16. But why is there so much more androids? Well, let's explain that. Now, since the events with Frieza and King Cold went differently, Dr. Gero's drones will get more info, like King Cold's final form. This info will be given to Dr. Gero's supercomputer, and the computer will create 3 more androids, who are like Cell. Wasn't creating a bio-android like Cell, it was able to make the androids similar to Android 16, 19, and 20. And because the supercomputer had a mind of its own, after feeling that Dr. Gero was killed, it awakened Android 17, 18, 16, 13, 14, and 15. Back to the present, future Gohan will go Super Saiyan, saying that he'll not let these androids win, as he rushes at the 6 androids, trying to defeat all of them. But Android 14 will catch future Gohan's punch and send him flying. This is when all the other Z Fighters and Android 19 arrives to the battlefield, and will be shocked to see Gohan fighting with a gray android. Who is this android? They will think to themselves. But they'll see all the other androids and get into a fighting position. Android 16 seeing Goku will rush at him, and Goku will power up into Super Saiyan as he clashes with the android. Vegeta will battle Android 18. Present Gohan will battle Android 15, and Piccolo will have a battle with Android 17. Android 19 will decide to help Goku since Dr. Gero is dead, and the android decided to turn fully good, especially because Goku was the one who spared him. So the 6 battles will begin. Goku in 19 versus 16, present Gohan versus Android 15, future Gohan versus Android 14, Piccolo versus Android 17. The Z Fighters will lose their battles as they land on the ground and power down. Goku will get an idea and asks for help from the Gohans, Krillin, and Tien before they all fly up into the sky, and uses a Taioken. Goku and future Gohan uses a transmission to take all of their friends and Android 19 before teleporting to Kami's lookout. Up on the lookout, Piccolo would suggest to fuse with Kami. The god would be reluctant for a while, but after sensing a crazy power, he agreed. But before Piccolo goes with the fusion, he wants to collect the Dragon Balls, and Kami will agree. Piccolo tells him that he doesn't want to make a wish that will lead the Z Fighters to losing, and if Kami fuses into Piccolo, the Dragon Balls will be inactive anyways, so Piccolo might as well make a wish before that, and Kami knows Piccolo will not make a stupid wish, so he will agree, and Piccolo will go to collect the Dragon Balls before summoning Shenron. The dragon will ask Piccolo, what is his one wish? And Piccolo would wish for his potential to be unlocked. He was annoyed with himself for losing to Android 17 so easily, so having this power up alongside Kami fused into him should give Piccolo even more than enough power to defeat Android 17 and hopefully the other androids. Shenron will grant Piccolo his wish, and Ultimate Piccolo will be born. Piccolo would then go up to the lookout, and he will fuse with Kami. Now Piccolo is comfortably above all the other Z Fighters, but they'll not just sit around. Goku will want to use the time chamber to get stronger, just in case Piccolo is not able to defeat the androids, and everyone will think that this is a good idea. So everyone will pick their partner to go into the time chamber. Future Gohan will decide to go into the time chamber with his present counterpart. Piccolo will go with Tien. Yamcha will go in with Chaozu, so that means that Vegeta will go into the time chamber with Goku. And because Vegeta wants to get ahead, he wants to go into the time chamber first, and Goku will agree. So Goku and Vegeta will go into the time chamber, followed by present and future Gohan. Now Goku and Vegeta will go into the time chamber, and the two will start to train, aiming to surpass the Super Saiyan form. At first, Goku and Vegeta will train alone in the time chamber, not really training together, but in that time, they were only able to find Super Saiyan Grade 2 and Grade 3. But Goku knows, alone they will not be able to achieve the transformation. So Goku will approach Vegeta and tell him that they will need to train together if they want to get stronger. Vegeta would not want to train with Kakarot, but Vegeta deep down knows that Kakarot is right. So Vegeta, after some pushing from Goku, he agrees to train together with the low class. But before they do train together, they will get into one final match with Super Saiyan Grade 2 Vegeta versus Super Saiyan Grade 2 Goku, with the battle ending with a draw. So Vegeta and Goku will start to train together, and they will gain some noticeable growth. And nearly 6 months into the time chamber training, they will unlock Super Saiyan Grade 4. Goku and Vegeta will continue to train with this form for a couple of more months, and Goku will think that it's time to exit the time chamber, but Vegeta will tell Goku, no. Yeah, they got a huge boost from this training, and Kakarot probably thinks that they don't need the extra 4 months, but Vegeta will tell Goku that they need to train. They don't know the full power of the androids, since they can't sense their ki. Yeah, they know the level of Android 16, because he was built differently. The 5 other androids they found, they don't know their true power. And Kami, before he fused into Piccolo, told them that there was another villain or android out there. So that is another enemy they need to worry about. So they need to continue training until the year is up in the time chamber. And Goku will agree, seeing how Vegeta sees the situation. So Goku and Vegeta continue to train for the rest of their months in the time chamber. And they will find out that they are a level beyond Master Super Saiyan, but they will not be able to achieve the transformation in their time in the time chamber. But this knowledge will hopefully help the two Gohans achieve the form. So Goku and Vegeta will exit the time chamber, and the full-blooded Saiyans will tell the Gohans about the form beyond Super Saiyan. And future Gohan will actually reveal that he knows what Goku and Vegeta is talking about. They are talking about Super Saiyan 2. Future Gohan will explain that he named the form because it felt like a successor to the Super Saiyan. He felt Vegeta's ki when he achieved the form to defeat the androids. This kinda shocks Vegeta and Goku. There is actually a Super Saiyan form beyond Master Super Saiyan. Goku and Vegeta will smile at each other as they leave to go to Capsule Corp and enter the Gravity Room before they train to try and achieve Super Saiyan 2. But before we focus on the Gohans, let's cover Piccolo's story, with him fighting the androids. And while Goku and Vegeta was in the time chamber, the androids were all hanging out, stealing clothes and destroying cities. While they were doing this, Piccolo approached in Perfect Cell, and they'll be shocked to sense so many powers from this android. But Piccolo just got his potential unlocked, and Cell probably doesn't know this. So Piccolo will battle Cell in his base form. He is actually even, if not a little stronger than Cell. So when Piccolo tries to kill Cell and he uses his ultimate form, Cell decides to use Taioken to blind Piccolo before escaping. When Piccolo got his eyesight back, he grits his teeth as he blasts off trying to find the androids. And after a while, Piccolo finds the androids, but he isn't the only one who finds the androids. So Lin, Tien, Yamcha, and the two Gohans are also there. Piccolo powers up into his ultimate form as he rushes at Android 17, while the two Gohans and humans battle the other 5 androids. Piccolo is able to defeat Android 17 and get ready to destroy him, but this is when Piccolo saw that the others were losing to the androids. So Piccolo uses an evil explosion waves as he sends the androids away. At this time, Android 19 arrives, trying to help, and Android 19 is a match for Android 15, but that's it. And soon, Cell arrives, and Cell will walk up to the unconscious Android 17. Piccolo, while battling Android 13, will see this, and he will yell at everyone to blast Cell as he powers up a Masenko. So the two Gohans, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, and Android 19 will send an attack at Cell, but it was too late. Cell absorbed Android 17 and became semi-perfect Cell. Everyone will be worried, feeling Cell's power, and this power would even match Piccolo in his ultimate form. Piccolo will walk up to semi-perfect Cell, and the Bile android will smile before they begin to fight. With this happening, Krillin tries to save the rest of the androids, but Android 13, seeing Cell, will quickly blast Android 14 and 15, destroying them and absorbing their chips before becoming Super 13. This will make Krillin's sweat drop, but Yamcha and Tien will jump in, telling Krillin and the two Gohans to escape with Android 18. The three will do so, with Tien and Yamcha using a combined Neo-Ki-Ko-Ho on Super Android 13. And this will stun the android for a while, but after they run out of power, Super Android 13 quickly powers up a Death Ball as he kills Yamcha and Tien. Super 13 would rush at Piccolo, and Piccolo starts to get overpowered by the two androids. But luckily, Future Gohan will come back for Piccolo, not wanting to lose him again, as he uses instant transmission to escape to the lookout. After this, Super Android 13 and Cell to tell everyone about the Cell games. And Cell will give 10 days for everyone to train. Now back to the lookout, the Gohans will get ready to enter the time chamber, but Android 19 will stop them, asking them to wait a bit and let Piccolo and Krillin enter the time chamber. And after a while, the two will agree. And after Piccolo and Krillin enters, Android 19 will tell the Gohans his plan. He wants to ask Bulma to operate on him so he can grow like the others. With Super Android 13 and Cell around, Android 19 can't really do anything, and he really wants to help. So after Bulma hopefully finds out how to make it so that he can grow like the others, he can go in with the Gohans. And after a day or so, Bulma will be able to make it so that Android 19 can grow like the others. And Piccolo and Krillin will exit the time chamber, and they'll get their own Super Saiyan multipliers, with them mastering 50 times Kaioken. And the reason they know the technique will be thanks to Future Gohan training with them for a little bit before the fight with the androids. And the half-breed will decide to teach them the Kaioken, and with that, the Gohans and Android 19 will enter the time chamber, with future and present Gohan going into the time chamber with Android 19, with the goal of surpassing Super Saiyan and possibly obtaining Super Saiyan 2. With Android 19 now being able to grow like the others, he is able to get some noticeable. Also, Android 19 will grow like Android 17 and 18, so Android 19 is easily able to close the gap between himself and the two Gohans in the time chamber. The two Gohans will quickly obtain Super Saiyan grades 2, 3, and 4. Now the two Gohans will do two different things. Present Gohan will focus on meditation, trying to achieve the level beyond Master Super Saiyan. But Future Gohan will focus on trying to combine Super Saiyan with Kaioken. With Super Saiyan mastered, Future might have a good chance to obtain this power. And Future has been working on the Kaioken more than Goku, since during the 3 years, Gohan didn't sideline Kaioken like Goku did when he obtained the Super Saiyan form. So Future will be able to use Kaioken in higher levels in his base, and master the lower levels of Kaioken. And this will lead into Future being able to use Super Saiyan alongside the Kaioken technique. Future will be able to push the Kaioken 2x3 with Super Saiyan without any drain. And if Future really needs to, he can push the Kaioken 2x5, but Future will have to use this power in short bursts, or else his body will break down if he overuses it. Android 19 will do training similar to present Gohan, since he doesn't have anything above, well, his normal state, but he does have energy absorption, and Android 19 can possibly work on that. So when present Gohan is not meditating, he trains with Android 19, sending a lot of blasts at the android that he absorbs. Android 19 absorbs the attacks until his ability gets burnt out, and he has to cool it down. After a while of doing this, Android 19 gets an idea. Yeah, he could possibly go up to Bulma after they exit the time chamber, so she can help him increase his energy absorption tank. But Android 19 will get a better idea to try and overload his energy absorption tank until it explodes. Present would not think this is a good idea, and Android 19 might explode, but Android 19 will tell Present to do it. If worst comes to worst, Bulma can fix him. Present will agree, as he sends his largest Kamehameha at Android 19. The android will try to absorb the attack, and while doing this, the absorption tank does explode. The Android 19 will be able to rework his wires and fix his absorption tank, and even expand it, making it flow through his body, making him be able to absorb attacks more than 10 times above his normal power. This will temporarily give him an increase when he tries to send a blast at the opponent. For example, let's say if Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Android 19 is equal, if Goku sends a 10 times Kamehameha at Android 19, he'll be able to absorb it. But if Super Saiyan 4 Goku uses Kaioken times 10 to boost his power and use a times 10 Kamehameha, Android 19 will basically get burnt out, and he will be out of commission. But also, if he does get overloaded, the key would just explode and cause a huge explosion around the area. So that could also hurt the opponent if Android 19 is close enough. Back to the present, as Android 19 recovers, Present starts to meditate again to control his rage, until present was able to finally unlock the Super Saiyan 2 transformation. The two Gohans and Android 19 will enter the time chamber, and Goku and Vegeta will come back up to the lookout with confident looks on their faces. The two Gohans and Android 19 will look back at Goku and Vegeta, and the 12 full-blooded Saiyans will ask if the two Gohans surpass the Super Saiyan form. Present and future Gohan will look at each other, and both will smile, as they both power up. Present goes Super Saiyan 2, while future goes Super Saiyan, but yells Kakarot times 3. This will impress the full-blooded Saiyans. Future Gohan is able to match Present in Super Saiyan 2, and Present exceeded the form faster than they did. Wait, what was that? Yes. Goku and Vegeta, in their time training in the gravity room, was able to surpass the level of Super Saiyan and obtain Super Saiyan 2. Now the Saiyans have gotten way stronger, and after some days of relaxation, the Cell Games finally begins, with Mr. Satan preparing to take on, well, Super 16. Since in this timeline, there will be two arenas, so Super 16 can battle some of the Saiyans, and Cell can battle the others. Mr. Satan will rush at Android 16, and will kill him. Yes, I'm serious. Android 13 was so fodder that a dynamite kick from Mr. Satan would just kill him. So yeah, Mr. Satan is a winner, and the Android saga ends. Now we'll go into the 7-year time skip. Yeah. Okay, I'm joking. Sadly for Mr. Satan, Super 13 cannot hold back, because he isn't a bio android like Cell. So one punch from Super 13 actually sadly kills Mr. Satan. But shortly after, half of the Z Fighters arrives at Super 13's arena. Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta, while Goku, Present Gohan, and Piccolo appears in front of Cell. Piccolo stands up against Cell, and Krillin stands up against Super 13. This might look bad for the two, and yeah, it is, but the two groups will have a plan, and this to weaken Cell as much as possible. With Piccolo and Krillin's techniques, and Goku and Vegeta will weaken the androids even more with their power before the two Gohans finish off the battle. The battle for the survival of the Earth will begin, with Krillin standing up to fight Super 13. The battle will begin with Krillin powering up and yelling, Kakarot times 50. Krillin's aura will burst. The power will shock the other Saiyans, and the human will laugh. He couldn't have the other Saiyans too far above him. As he rushes at Super 13, the battle will begin with the two clashing, but Super 13 having the advantage. Both Krillin's techniques, at times, he was able to outclass Super 13 at some points in the fight. Soon the Earthling does fall against the android, but he did do some decent damage to the Super Android. Now Vegeta will step up to battle Super 13. Back to the other Z Fighters, Piccolo will power up against Cell using Kakarot times 75. Piccolo is able to boost his Kakarot multiplier more than Krillin thanks to Piccolo's Namekian regeneration. Now Piccolo will rush at Cell, with the battle starting. Even though Piccolo has a lot of abilities, like multiform, stretchy arms, and special speed cannon, Piccolo will sadly lose against Cell, and Goku will step up to fight Cell. Back to Vegeta versus Super 13. Vegeta will power up into a Super Saiyan 2 transformation, as he rushes at the android and clashes with him. The Super Android will punch Vegeta away, but Vegeta will flip over, putting his hand on the android's chest before sending an attack at the android, pushing him back. The android will grab Vegeta, slamming him to the ground, making the Saiyan yell in agony because of the impact. But Vegeta will burst his aura, kicking Android 13 in the face, and sending a blast on Android 13's face. But Super 13 won't be pushed back much, grabbing onto Vegeta's foot and trying to slam him to the ground again. But Vegeta will land on his other foot on the ground before sending Super 13 back with the foot the Super Android has in his hand. The Super Android will let go of the foot, and Vegeta will power up, rushing back at the Super Android. The battle would end in Vegeta's defeat. The Saiyan will be upset that he wasn't able to win, but Vegeta would look at future Gohan and would smile. I believe you can handle the rest of this battle, Vegeta will tell future Gohan. And the future warrior will nod at Vegeta. Thank you, Vegeta, for everything, and I'll make sure that this threat is gone for good. Vegeta steps out of the arena, and future Gohan steps up to fight Super 13. Back to the other Z Fighters versus Cell, Goku will power up into his own Super Saiyan 2 to battle Perfect Cell, and the battle will begin with Goku bursting his aura and rushing at the android, but Cell will dodge the attack and kick Goku in the stomach. Goku will be sent flying, but the Saiyan will catch himself and send multiple attacks at the bio android, but the android will clash using his own. Shockingly, for the most part of the battle, Goku was able to outclass Cell,
with his multiple techniques and great power, and Goku would use an instant transmission Kamehameha to destroy Perfect Cell. But soon, Cell will regenerate, getting his own Super Saiyan 2 like power up, and with this power, Goku will be outmatched by the newly evolved Cell, and Goku will soon be defeated by the android. Goku will power down to his base before looking at President Gohan with a smile. "I put this battle into your hands, my son," Goku says to President Gohan, and the half-breed will step up confident in his power, this time thanks to his future self. So Gohan will instantly power up into Super Saiyan 2, matching the level of Super Perfect Cell, and the Bio Android will smile. Now this will be interesting. Now back to the other fight. Future Gohan steps into the arena against Super 13, and will power up into Super Kaioken times 3 for rushing at Super Android 13. The battle will begin with 13 countering Gohan's punches with his own. The two will jump back, and Gohan will try to kick Super 13. The android will stop Gohan's leg and try to slam him into the ground, but Gohan will shoot a blast to the ground and kicking Super Android 13. The android will rush back at Gohan, clashing punches with him again before he grabs Gohan's shirt, throwing him to the ground. But Gohan put his hands on the ground, catching himself and bursting his aura before hitting Super Android 13 with a multiple hit combo. Krillin will look at this and smile. This reminds him of one of Goku's techniques, the Meteor combination. The android cannot believe the power of this child, but this is not his limit. As he powers up, Gohan will look at Super Android 13 as he powers up his power, outclassing his own using Kaioken times 3, but Gohan decides to boost his Kaioken even more to times 5. This might injure him a bit, but it's necessary to end this battle. The two Gohans will unleash their power to match their respective opponents before the 4 clash. Youth Gohan Super Saiyan 2 will match Perfect Cell. Future Gohan Super Kaioken times 5 will match Super Android 13. And right now, they're evenly matched with both parties, having the edge in some cases. Youth Gohan is stronger than Cell in terms of strength, but Cell's speed is faster than Gohan's, and Future Gohan's speed and strength is stronger than Super Android 13, but his durability and infinite energy keeps him in the fight. The two fights will go on for a while, but soon Future Gohan will get tired out because of the Kaioken. He was able to handle Kaioken times 3 decently with Super Saiyan, but because he is using times 5, his stamina is depleting way more. So Future Gohan will have to stop using Kaioken. This is when Super Android 13 attacks. He punches Gohan away, and he is sent flying into the arena, and the arena would explode. When his body hits the ground, Future Gohan would slowly get up, but Super Android 13 will stay on Future Gohan's tail. He would rush down and explode his ki, sending Gohan flying. Gohan would land on the ground and powers up, sending Ki Blast at Super Android 13, but the attacks won't connect with 13, and 13 will send a blast at Gohan. But the half-breed will do something Goku done a while ago, a feat Kamehameha. Gohan would boost into the air and send more Ki Blasts at Android 13. That would be dodged, but soon 13 had enough, and he explodes his aura, sending Gohan away, but Gohan smiles before swiping his hand, and the Ki Blast Gohan was sending at Android 13 is sent back at him, and a large explosion would occur. Gohan would smile, thanking Piccolo for the attack, and 13 would kneel down, but 13 would not give up. He bursts his aura once again, and rushes at Gohan, but Gohan would place Ki Blasts on the ground like landmines, and once 13 approaches Gohan, a large explosion would be shown, and Gohan would be sent back, and Android 13 would as well. But Gohan won't stop there, as he powers up into Kaioken times 5 once again, and Gohan would hit Super 13 with multiple attacks. And when 13 is able to attack, Gohan would use Kaioken to dodge the attack and turn it off before rushing back in, then using Kaioken once again to land powerful blows on the android. But Super 13 would still be powerful, and he is not stupid. He notices that Gohan is trying to switch between regular Super Saiyan and Kaioken, and all that Super 13 needs to do is wait until future Gohan turns off Kaioken, and this is when he attacks. Super 13 would tank a few attacks from Super Kaioken Gohan, and this time, Super 13 won't be sent back, and he would burst his aura and rush at Gohan once he jumps back, and 13 would slam his fist into Gohan. Everyone will be shocked as Gohan hits the ground. Super 13 found out his trick, and 13 would chuckle. Did Gohan really think he could continue to be able to do that trick over and over without him being able to counter? Well, Gohan thought wrong. Gohan would grit his teeth now that Super 13 found out what he was doing.
the android might not give him another chance to use the Kaioken, so future Gohan can't win in a 1v1, and Super 13 knows that. So he starts to get cocky, and he'll tell the others who are watching the battle to jump in. Future Gohan won't give him as much of a challenge as all three of them combined would, and Krillin and Vegeta won't turn this down. Vegeta will think with him and Krillin jumping into the battle, there is no way Super 13 will win. There is no way he can take all three of them at the same time. So Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 2, and Krillin uses Maximum Kaioken. Super 13 will smile before the three rushes at him. The four warriors will clash, and Super 13 will be able to keep up with all three of them, even though he is having a hard time dealing with the three. This is what he wanted. This struggle he is having against the three warriors is very fun, and because the three is really giving him a challenge, but they will not be able to defeat him. This is a battle to the death, and he'll still treat the battle like he is aiming to kill them. So Super 13 will punch Vegeta in the face, and he will be sent flying. The Saiyan would land on the ground, and he would slowly get back up, trying to go back into the fight, but Vegeta was way too injured, so he falls to the ground, and with Vegeta out of the fight, Gohan and Krillin is tossed around by Super 13. Back to present Gohan vs Cell. The battle is going very evenly matched, because every time Cell is beat down by Gohan, he regenerates and gets stronger thanks to his Zenkai, until he's able to match Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But Cell didn't find Gohan fun alone, so he told Goku and Piccolo to jump in as well. The two will agree to do so. Piccolo will go Maximum Kaioken, Goku will go Super Saiyan 2. The four will clash, with Cell being pushed back by the three. But like Super 13, he thought to defeat the Saiyans and Namekian one by one, and soon Piccolo is the first to fall, only keeping Goku and Gohan. Back to Krillin and future Gohan's fight. They will fight against Super 13, and they are doing worse than they were before with Vegeta's assistance. But Gohan and Krillin will work together well because of their chemistry, especially because now Future Gohan knows some of Krillin's techniques, like the Hienzan. But because Future Gohan and Krillin are able to work together, they're able to create combination attacks, like a Masenko Kamehameha, and Krillin will use the Destructive Disc, and Gohan will use his transmission to teleport to Super 13, and teleport him to the Destructive Disc, and Super 13's arm will get cut off. But the human and hybrid will be shocked when the wires of Super 13 shoots through his body, and he goes berserk. He slams his fist into Gohan. The half-breed will be knocked out of Super Saiyan. Super 13 would look towards Krillin, and the human would fly back. Gohan would damn it all. He got in so strong, but it's still not enough. He couldn't save his father. He couldn't save his teacher Piccolo. He couldn't save Trunks. He couldn't save Vegeta. And now, he can't even save this timeline. He is done being useless. He will not let another timeline go down the same path his went down. Gohan's hair would spike up, and electricity would surge around his body, and electricity would surge around him. The earth will begin to shake, and debris will go everywhere. Super 13 will get ready to blast Krillin, but he is shocked as he is kicked to the ground by future Gohan, who is now in Super Saiyan 2. Krillin will be shocked to see this new power from Gohan, and the future warrior would tell Krillin to rest, and he will thank Krillin for everything. Even though he isn't his Krillin, he did everything with Krillin that his present self did, and he really thanks Krillin for being like an uncle to him. But now it's his turn to protect him. Krillin will be touched by this interaction with Gohan, and he will nod, powering down and passing out as Gohan floats towards Super 13. The android will try to hit Gohan, but the future hybrid will dodge the attack and kick Super 13 to the ground. Then he'll appear behind Android 13 and kick him to the air. Gohan would then use a Destructive Disc and send the attack at Super 13. The attack will go into the hole in Super 13 because of his arm getting chopped off thanks to Krillin, trying to destroy him from the inside. But Super 13 will send a large attack at Gohan, and the half-breed will send a Kamehameha at the attack to send it back to space. Then he'll break the Destructive Disc into multiple smaller versions in 13. The attack will cut all the cords in 13, so 13 will begin to glow, and Gohan will know what this means. They hit 13's bomb, so Gohan will yell as he picks up Krillin and flies away. Gohan will go back into regular Super Saiyan, but he will use Kaioken times 5 to increase his speed, even in times 6 to get out of there. And Gohan would also be able to grab Vegeta along the way. But as Gohan is getting out of there, he'll see Mr. Satan and the news station directors, who are scared out of their minds. So Gohan will tell Vegeta, who has healed a little bit, to take Krillin and get as far away as possible. Vegeta would agree, and Gohan would teleport to Mr. Satan and the directors, and use his transmission to teleport next to Vegeta and fly away. Now Super 13 is defeated as he explodes. Back to Cell and the father and son duo. The two will have a tough time defeating Cell, and Goku, while on the ground, will see Piccolo on the floor and Gohan fighting Cell. He is proud that his son surpassed him, but this cannot be his limit. He has to get stronger. His son can't do this alone. Even more electricity will surge around Goku's body as he gets a rage boost, trying to release all the power he can within himself as he rushes at Gohan and Cell. The bio-android would smile, seeing Goku with this newly found power. But Goku knows Cell cannot be left alive, so Goku would tell Gohan that they'll have to go all out, and the half-breed will agree, and the two will outclass Perfect Cell. And soon, Cell will try to blow up the Earth with a Kamehameha, but Goku and Gohan will stand next to each other, and Goku will tell Gohan to use all of his power. Gohan will say right, as the two fire a father-son Kamehameha at Cell's attack, and after one final yell, the father and son attack overpowers the bio-android, and he is hit by the attack, and is killed. Now, Gohan and Goku powers down, and future Gohan and Vegeta will look on with a smile, with Krillin still being unconscious. But to everyone's shock, there is a cheer from lots of people. The Saiyans and Earthlings will turn around to see lots of people, the directors, and Mr. Satan. Future Gohan seeing this will be shocked, but he looks back at his present self before smiling. He will teleport his present self to the director, who is filming this live. And Future will tell the people of Earth that Present is the best fighter he knows. Without him, no one would be here. And his goal is to become a well-known scholar. So he wants the people of Earth to support Gohan in this goal. The people of Earth will cheer, and Present will look back at Future, with Future giving him a smile and a thumbs up, with tears appearing. Future Gohan couldn't reach his goal as a scholar, but at least this version of himself can. Time will pass, and there will be time for Future to go back in time, to the future. Future would hug and say goodbye to everyone, and Future would tell Present to never give up. Present would nod, and Future would get into the time machine. He'll glance at his father and Vegeta one last time, before waving as the time machine disappears. Now a montage would happen. Present Gohan would go to high school, with everyone all over him, because he defeated Cell. Gohan wouldn't stop training, so Majin Buu wouldn't be awakened. The Battle of Gods will go the same. ROF would end faster with Gohan killing Frieza. The Universe 6 tournament will go the same, and there will be no Goku Black Arc. The Tournament of Power will go the same, with Gohan now matching, if not being stronger than his canon self. And the Broly movie and the superhero movie will go the same. I know I skipped a lot of these events, but we'll now go back to the main timeline. So might as well get all that out of the way. Also, Android 19 would probably still be alive, and he'll probably replace Frieza in the Tournament of Power, and he'll probably get as strong as Frieza at that time. Gohan will return in this timeline, and it looks like just how it looked before, besides some buildings being built. Gohan would approach Bulma and ask her if there was any update on Vegeta, and Bulma would shake her head. There was no sign of Vegeta since the androids attacked. Gohan would start to blame himself again, but Bulma would tell Gohan to stop being hard on himself. Without him, Vegeta wouldn't have gotten back into fighting to defeat the androids. Yeah, Bulma's friends and father is gone, and now Goku and her own son Trunks is gone as well, but Vegeta and Gohan are still the reason they are living another day, currently. Gohan would smile, and Bulma would tell Gohan that he should visit his mother and tell her he is okay. She hasn't seen Gohan in so long. She probably didn't even see him grown up yet, so she would be happy to see him. Gohan would nod, agreeing, but he'll ask Bulma, will she be okay alone? Bulma would nod, and Gohan would fly off. In a tree a decent ways away from Capsule Corp, Vegeta will be there watching, and Android 16 is right by him, taking care of some birds. Vegeta heard the whole conversation with Gohan and Bulma, and Vegeta agreed. Gohan has done the best he can to keep this future thriving. Gohan deserves a break. Vegeta would turn around to see Android 16. Now it's time to train. Back in Mount Paozu, Chi-Chi will be shocked to see her very own grown-up son in front of her. Chi-Chi will get up from her seat to make sure she is seeing what she is correctly, and Gohan would softly smile at Chi-Chi, though this is not a genuine smile. He feels upset. He was able to save another timeline, but this timeline is almost the same as it was before. There was some buildings to build, but that's it. Vegeta didn't return home, and Trunks is still dead. The only people he has left is his mother and Bulma, but Gohan will be shocked as he feels his mother's arms pull him in for an embrace, and she will tell Gohan that she was so worried. This hug from his mother would make Gohan feel safe, like everything will be okay. Gohan will smile and hug his mother back. I know, I apologize for not being there through these tough times. Actually, Mother, I got an idea, Gohan says. What's the idea? Chi-Chi asks in response. You don't have to stay here, you know. Gohan continues. You have been here for all this time, since father's death. You can live with Bulma. Chi-Chi would be conflicted. This was the place she called home for a long time. There is no more androids, so Gohan can't come back home and focus on his studies. But Gohan would say that she is right, the androids are defeated. But that doesn't mean that the Earth won't continue to be attacked by other people from space. Chi-Chi would yell at Gohan, saying that he will get hurt, he should stop fighting, leave the fighting to Vegeta. But Gohan would tell Chi-Chi that currently, Vegeta is nowhere to be found. Vegeta is not around. He is probably dead. No one knows. It's only him and Bulma left. And after hearing this, Chi-Chi would realize that Gohan is really the only hope for the Earth, and Chi-Chi would reluctantly agree, and she will move into Capsule Corp. Once she arrives, she will have a heartfelt reunion with Bulma, and Bulma will tell Chi-Chi everything about Vegeta's will to fight being broken, Trunks' death, and Vegeta being able to kill the androids. But Bulma would tell Chi-Chi to not worry, because for these past 16 years, Gohan has been in good hands. Chi-Chi would thank Bulma for taking care of Gohan, and now that she is here, she hopes she can help in any way she can. She'll not only help with any kind of training, but also studies with Bulma. A lot of things has happened since she has been gone. So she wants to change that and get into the action. Gohan and Bulma would try to tell Chi-Chi no, but they'll see that Chi-Chi is actually serious, and her eyes reminds them of Goku and Gohan's own. So Gohan and Bulma had no other choice but to agree. So for 3 years, Chi-Chi will start to train with Gohan and help Bulma with her inventions. Like an upgrade to the gravity room. Chi-Chi and Gohan would continue to train in this gravity room, and Chi-Chi would even learn how to use the Kaioken, since Gohan knew how to use it himself. But Gohan would tell Chi-Chi that this technique is very dangerous, because it does a lot of damage to her body, and Chi-Chi would notice this when she activates the Kaioken for the first time. So Chi-Chi would do what Gohan would do most of the time during their training, going from base to the Kaioken technique. Chi-Chi would do this as well, until she is able to boost her Kaioken levels higher. Soon, 3 years will pass, and one day, someone will be lurking around Capsule Corp looking for the time machine. Chi-Chi and Gohan would sense a large power level, and they'll approach this fighter, and they'll see Cell. Chi-Chi won't know who this is, and will be creeped out by this bug's appearance. But Gohan knows who this person is very well, as he tells Cell that he will not win as he powers up into Super Saiyan 2. But before the battle begun, someone tackled Cell away. It's Android 16. He will attack Cell, and Android 16 is actually able to toss around Cell. But Gohan would see this android and would be enraged. There is no way there is another android. Gohan would power up and rush at the android alongside his mother. But they are stopped by someone who is in a black suit and is hiding his identity with a mask. Gohan would ask, who is this? But the person in black would tell Gohan that there is no reason to fight Android 16. He is here to help Gohan. Gohan won't know who this is, and he will tell the warrior in black to move out of the way, but the warrior in black would ignore Gohan's words and kick him away. Chi-Chi, after seeing this, would try to hit the warrior in black, and the warrior will block the attack, but he will be shocked. This attack actually has some strength to it. This woman had a red aura to accompany this attack. The warrior in black would be shocked. Then he'll see the look in this woman's eyes. It reminds him of his son, and even her husband. The warrior in black would smile. Then he'll look up to see Android 16 and Cell clash. The warrior in black would tell the woman that everything will be okay, and he'll yell at Android 16 to stop. The android would stop fighting Cell, and the bio android would be confused. But he'll take this chance to try and take the time machine. But the warrior in black would stop him, and would punch Cell in the face before he grabs his tail and throws him in the air. The warrior in black's aura would glow golden, and power up an attack that would destroy Cell. The warrior in black would power down. But the next thing he sees is Android 16 looking at Gohan, and the android would sense Goku's aura within Gohan. And his looks, it looks like Goku's. Android 16 would say, this person looks like Goku. He must be eliminated. The warrior in black would yell at Android 16 to stop, but it's too late. Gohan and Android 16 would clash. The warrior in black would tell Chi-Chi that he'll handle this, as he goes up to Android 16 and Gohan, and he tells Android 16 to stop, but Android 16 would ignore this. His programming is overpowering reasoning, so it looks like the warrior in black has no other choice but to fight as well. The warrior in black would clash with Gohan and Android 16, and he is keeping up with both of them, but he'll also attack him and each other. So this is not an easy battle for the warrior in black. The warrior will tell Gohan that they will have to turn off Android 16, and then they'll have to give him to Bulma so she can remove the influence Dr. Gero had on Android 16. Gohan would ask the warrior, why is he so strong, and how does he know about Bulma? The warrior would say that he won't expose his secrets, but Bulma is known all over the earth because of the Capsule Corp business. Gohan would nod, thinking that this person must be someone who was working for Dr. Gero, which is why he knew about the androids and awakened Android 16, and know of Bulma. And Gohan would also think that this person turned himself into an android to keep up with Android 16. And Gohan would ask the Dark Warrior if he is also an android, and the Warrior in Black would respond with no, but he does have android parts. He looked at Dr. Gero's blueprints and used them to find out how he can turn himself into an android, but he wasn't able to find a blueprint for Android 16. Like the android was supposed to be hidden for some reason, Gohan would nod, and the two will work together to turn off Android 16, and after a while, they will be able to turn off Android 16, and after doing so, the Warrior in Black will go in Capsule Corp and ask Bulma if she can work on Android 16. Bulma knew this person looked weird, and when they made the handshake, the person's feeling felt familiar. She would ask Gohan if she should, and Gohan would nod, so Bulma would reluctantly agree to work on Android 16. The Warrior in Black would give Bulma some blueprints that he has gotten from Dr. Gero, and Bulma would take these blueprints and start working on Android 16. Bulma would tell the Warrior in Black that he can temporarily live in Capsule Corp, and the Warrior in Black would agree, thanking Bulma for the hospitality. So throughout the day, the Warrior in Black would talk with Chi-Chi and Gohan, and the Warrior in Black will learn why Chi-Chi is so strong, and he will smile. He never thought of her as a fighter. Chi-Chi would also work on Android 16 alongside Bulma, and with this, Android 16 was being changed faster than if Bulma was working on him alone. But the android would have to be worked on overnight, so the Warrior in Black will contemplate on if he should sleep outside or in Capsule Corp. But the Warrior in Black would decide to live in Capsule Corp, but far away from the others. In his room, the Warrior in Black would take off his mask to reveal that the Warrior in Black is Vegeta, and he'll tell himself that Gohan is full of surprises. He thought he should permanently return, but if he stays away for a little longer, Gohan might get way stronger, alongside his mother. Vegeta would look into the sky. Your family is really special, isn't it? Vegeta says to himself, before putting his mask back on, and getting in bed, getting some rest that he desperately needed. Today, Android 16 has Dr. Gero's programming taken out of him. Vegeta is with Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Gohan to see Android 16 awaken. The android will lock his eyes on Vegeta and Gohan, and he apologizes to them, making sure to not expose Vegeta's identity by calling Vegeta Android 21. Vegeta would tell Android 16 that he is glad that he is okay, and he will thank Bulma before he says that he'll be making his leave. Bulma would ask the Warrior in Black if they can see his identity, but Vegeta would shake his head. No, one day they might, but today is not that day. Bulma would nod, and Vegeta would leave alongside Android 16. Vegeta and 16 would land in a tree, and 16 would ask Vegeta, why didn't he reveal to the others who he really was? Wasn't that their plan? And Vegeta would say yes, it was. But Gohan still has more power that can be shown. He's gotten way stronger with him not around. So why not see how strong he can get if he continues to not be around them? He will still protect Earth, yes, but away from Gohan and his family. Back in Capsule Corp, Gohan and Chi-Chi would be inspired to get stronger, so they will train to improve themselves. And one day, they'll be paid a visit by someone who calls himself Shin, and another person who calls himself Kibito. The two will tell the mother and son about the threat of Majin Buu, and the duo will agree to train with the Kais. And on the planet of the Kais will be shocked to see the power of the mother and the child, as they show their maximum Kyoken and Super Saiyan 2. This will impress Shin, and he will tell the two to try and free the Z-Sword, and the two will agree to try and free the Z-Sword. And Chi-Chi would try to free it first, but she wouldn't be able to. But Gohan, after a lot of struggle, was able to free the Z-Sword. Gohan will start to train with the Z-Sword alongside Chi-Chi and Kibito, until Shin decides to test the sword with a caution block. But Shin, which sends Babidi, make his way to Earth, and will try to stop the training, but Gohan will tell Shin, no, they should continue the training. They are sure there are people on Earth that can defend it for a while before they arrive. They can continue the training while the other two people defend Earth. Shin would try to sense more powers on Earth, and after a while he does sense one power. It's slight, but he can sense it. and he senses another presence. These people are Vegeta and Android 16, and thanks to Bulma's programming, 16 is even able to train and grow stronger like the others, and this will improve Vegeta's training as well, as they both get stronger. But Vegeta is on the cuff of something new, but he needs a push, but a new threat is approaching Earth. So hopefully this threat helps Vegeta awaken this power deep within him. One day, Babidi and his men will land on Earth, and the arrival of Babidi instantly alerts Vegeta, and he will tell Android 16 to come with him. The android would agree. The two will go to the wasteland, where they see Babidi's ship, and they will wonder who was at this ship. But after a while, the doors to the ship opens, and a warrior exits. It's someone named Pupui. What does this person want on Earth? Vegeta asks. Pupui will respond that he is working for his master Babidi, and he was ordered to not let the Saiyan in and to fight them, so Majin Buu can be awakened. But Vegeta would say that that won't be happening, as he teleports in front of Pupui and rips his— No! Pupui would yell out in agony before Vegeta uses a large attack to kill Pupui. Babidi, who was at the very bottom of his ship, will be shocked to see the power of Vegeta, but he came too far to quit. So next out is Yakan, but similar to Pupui, he was defeated with ease, but this time by Android 16. Babidi will be irritated, but he will send Dabura out of the ship to gain energy. And sensing Dabura, Vegeta will notice that Dabura is stronger than the rest of the minion, and Vegeta will want to battle this Demon King. Dabura will call himself, and Android 16 will allow Vegeta to battle Dabura, and the Saiyan will smile, saying that he hopes the demon won't be a disappointing opponent, but the demon would laugh. Him and disappointing opponent? He must be mistaken. He is the amazing Demon King Dabura, and this is where Vegeta's attack on their ship ends. Vegeta would tell Dabura that he is not like them. He is a protector of this planet, and if he continues to be hostile, he will kill all of them. So he has one chance to leave peacefully. Dabura would laugh and rush at Vegeta, but the Saiyan will block the attack from Dabura and kick him back. Dabura would shoot multiple blasts at the Saiyan, but with a glare, all of these blasts are sent back. Dabura would jump, dodging the attack, but Vegeta would be above him and kick him to the ground. Vegeta would then send multiple blasts at the Demon King, but the King will pull out a sword and block the attack. Vegeta will know that in base, he will not be able to defeat Dabura, and he really wants to get this over with. So Vegeta will transform into a Super Saiyan, and he will increase the intensity of his attacks. He will attack Dabura multiple times, and Dabura will block it with his sword and will laugh. What's wrong? Is that all Vegeta got? But Vegeta, after hearing this, would smirk, as his aura electrifies. This is overkill, but since Dabura wants to taunt him, he will get what he asks for. Vegeta would break Dabura's sword and throw him into the air. Then he will fire a big bang attack at the Demon King, defeating him. Now Vegeta will power down, and him alongside Android 16 will enter the ship of Babidi, and after a while, they will find Babidi, and Babidi will try to control their mind. Android 16 is not able to be controlled because he is artificially built, but Babidi will try his best to control Vegeta, and Vegeta doesn't really have a reason to be controlled, but he will allow Babidi to give him power, but he didn't get controlled by Babidi. Vegeta knows because of Babidi unlocking his power, Vegeta has unlocked a level beyond Super Saiyan 2, but he doesn't need it. You see this, Babidi? Vegeta says. This just shows you that you don't have the power to control the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta. The Saiyan will then grab Babidi and kill him. Now Vegeta will look at the egg and would wonder what to do, but Shin will Kai to teleport onto Earth and tell Vegeta to not release any more power. This is Majin Buu. If Majin Buu is released, then everyone will be doomed. Vegeta will be confused, but Shin will Kai away. Vegeta will power down, and he and Android 16 will leave. But Vegeta will send a blast at Babidi's ship, destroying it. Now back on the Supreme Kai's world, Chi-Chi and Gohan has broken the Z-Sword and awakened the Elder Kai. And after Elder Kai found out that the mother and son saved him from his prison, Elder Kai will unlock both Chi-Chi and Gohan's potential. So Ultimate Gohan is born, and Ultimate Chi-Chi is also born. Gohan is still stronger than Chi-Chi, and there is a big gap still, but Chi-Chi can use Kaioken to improve her ultimate form. Gohan would see this, and would try it himself, and yeah, he is able to, but it injures his body more than Chi-Chi would injure hers, using Kaioken. Gohan would think why this is the case, but Gohan would think, since his potential unlock made him unlock way more power than it did for Chi-Chi, the downside was that he couldn't keep Kaioken as long as Chi-Chi would be able to, because he didn't know how powerful he has really gotten. But Chi-Chi, her multiplier, was a big one. His potential wasn't as crazy as his, so she was able to gauge her power better than Gohan is able to. Now there is another time skip, a year time skip in fact. and one day another spaceship lands on the planet Earth. Vegeta, after seeing another ship, will be annoyed, but he and Android 16 goes to the ship, and out comes multiple space people, and someone who looks like a Saiyan. The Saiyan will approach Vegeta, and he'll introduce himself. His name is FighterZ, and he was a Saiyan that was sent to a faraway planet before Planet Vegeta's explosion because of his son, who is the legendary Super Saiyan, and he is looking for Prince Vegeta to help him defeat the legendary Super Saiyan that he heard was supposed to appear on his planet, called New Planet Vegeta. Vegeta will be confused. The legendary Super Saiyan, that's him. And what is this new planet Vegeta? FighterZ will tell Vegeta that if he wants to see this new planet Vegeta, he'll have to come with them. Vegeta will contemplate, but he will nod before taking off his mask and showing that he is Prince Vegeta himself, so they don't need to go looking. FighterZ would nod and allow Vegeta and Android 16 to enter his ship. FighterZ would smirk. That fool. Vegeta doesn't know what he has walked into, because his son is the legendary Super Saiyan, and he will kill Vegeta. The Saiyan will put his mask back on, and the Saiyan blood will flow through his body. He doesn't know if this Saiyan, FighterZ, is talking about a regular Super Saiyan form or another Super Saiyan transformation, but either way, he is excited, and he'll fight this Super Saiyan to show that he is the most powerful Saiyan. But back on the Supreme Kai's world, the Supreme Kai has gotten a word that there was a Saiyan who destroyed South Galaxy. After hearing this, Chi-Chi and Gohan will be shocked. Who was strong enough to do this? But Gohan and Chi-Chi would quickly recover from this shock as they action to tell them where the South Galaxy destroyer is, because if this person destroyed a galaxy, they might destroy the other galaxies, and they can't risk their home being destroyed. And Shin will agree to tell them, telling Chi-Chi and Gohan that the South Galaxy destroyer is on a planet called New Planet Vegeta. Gohan and Chi-Chi would look at each other and nod, deciding to try and sense what is going on that planet before they go there, because if Shin is wrong about the South Galaxy destroyer, then they wouldn't waste their time. So Gohan and Chi-Chi would sense New Planet Vegeta, and Vegeta, 16 and FighterZ's men will land on the planet. Vegeta would land on New Planet Vegeta, and things seem off to him. This planet barely has any life on it. Well, Vegeta didn't expect any Saiyans, but there should have been at least some space people. The legendary Super Saiyan could have probably killed them, but if that was the case, then the legendary Super Saiyan would have been noticed a long time ago. But he wouldn't leave FighterZ and these other soldiers alive. So Vegeta would think that things aren't adding up, but FighterZ would interrupt Vegeta's thoughts as he brings Vegeta to his throne, and Vegeta will meet Broly, and this Saiyan gives Vegeta weird vibes. His power is too immense, but then it'll click in Vegeta's head. FighterZ is planning something, because this is the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta would yell at FighterZ, asking him what is the meaning of this, and FighterZ would explain his backstory about Kakarot crying and King Vegeta trying to kill them because Broly had a stronger power level than him. But Broly, after hearing Kakarot's name, would start to yell. FighterZ would try to calm down Broly, but the collar on Broly's neck already breaks, and FighterZ would damn it all, as Broly goes berserk and activates his Type C Super Saiyan. Vegeta would yell at FighterZ, asking, "What is going on?" And FighterZ would say that the name Kakarot is driving Broly insane. Vegeta would say, "That's stupid. Why would the name Kakarot drive Broly insane?" But Broly would yell, "Kakarot" once again, as he steps up to Vegeta. "You! Where is Kakarot?" Broly says. Vegeta would smirk before he answers Broly's question. If he wants Kakarot, he'll have to get through him. But Broly had enough. He yells, "Fine!" as he charges up, and a green barrier appears around him. Android 16 would tell Vegeta to get back, as he sets up a barrier around himself, Vegeta, and FighterZ. Vegeta would ask, how would Android 16 gauge Broly's power? And Android 16 would respond, saying that his power is surpassing Vegeta's, and Vegeta would sense this as well. And Vegeta is surprised. This can't be. He feels just as outmatched as he was against the androids years ago. Vegeta would power up into Super Saiyan, and he'll tell Android 16 to assist him. And Android 16 will, as he powers up as well. Broly would awaken his legendary Super Saiyan transformation, and Vegeta alongside Android 16 would rush at Broly. They all clash, but Broly would slam his fist into Vegeta and Android 16's stomachs. Vegeta and Android 16 would yell as they are sent flying. FighterZ would see this, and would try to run away, but Broly would see FighterZ. "Where do you think you're going?" Broly yells to his father before he powers up an Omega Blaster that would hit FighterZ, and once it makes contact, FighterZ dies. Broly would laugh as Vegeta and Android 16 recovers from the attack Broly dealt to them. Vegeta would spit out blood as he will be irritated that Broly was that strong. He will look at Android 16 and will ask the android where should they attack to have the best chance of winning, up close or from afar. And Android 16 will say either way Broly can counter their attacks, so they won't have a better chance of attacking Broly at any angle, so they'll just have luck attacking Broly and hoping that their intellect and techniques is able to defeat this opponent. Vegeta and 16 would burst their powers before they jump back into battle Broly, and Broly is able to dodge all of their attacks, being just as fast as he would be if he was in base. But Android 16 and Vegeta is able to attack from afar, and their attacks does connect, but Broly is just able to overpower their attacks and grabs the two of them by their necks and send a blast at them. The two will be able to recover, but Android 16 is very injured. But now we'll take time away from the battle and go back to the Supreme Kai's world, where Gohan and Chi-Chi senses the battle going on and sensing the Saiyan in Black fighting the South Galaxy Destroyer. The fight would be surprising because 1. How did the android and Saiyan in Black get there? But 2, is the South Galaxy Destroyer that strong? And is he a Saiyan? Chi-Chi and Gohan would smile at each other as they use Kai to teleport to the new planet Vegeta, appearing in front of Vegeta, who is pinned to the wall. It's you two. The child and the mother would turn around, saying that it looks like the two of them needs help. They don't know how the Saiyan in Black or Android 16 got there, but they are willing to help since they helped them. Gohan and Chi-Chi would burst their aura, and Vegeta would be shocked to sense that the mother and son is way stronger than they were before. It's almost like they're completely different people. Vegeta would free himself from the wall, and he will also power up. Gohan would look back, seeing the Saiyan in Black is a Saiyan. Is he Vegeta? No, that can't be him. They both have different key signatures, so this can't be Vegeta. So that means somehow the Saiyan in Black injected himself with Saiyan DNA somehow. Or they are the Saiyan that survived Planet Vegeta's destruction all those years ago. It isn't crazy to think about, since apparently the South Galaxy Destroyer is also a Saiyan, but they don't have time to talk now. So the four would rush at Broly, and the brute will be able to clash with all four of them, and overpower the human, Saiyans, and android. Vegeta would send Ki Blast from afar, and Gohan would rush in with the kick, but Broly would overpower the Ki Blast and grab Gohan's leg, before he points Gohan towards Chi-Chi, before he powers up an attack and blasts Gohan to Chi-Chi. The mother would catch her son and ask him if he is okay, and Gohan would nod. Broly would rush at Gohan and Chi-Chi. The mother would defend her son, risking herself getting hit, but the attack doesn't land, and instead Vegeta appears in front of them and clashes one-on-one with Broly. The two would clash, and for a short amount of time, Vegeta is able to adapt to Broly's attacks, and Vegeta would be the first person to actually land a blow on Broly that would actually affect the brute and actually injure him, and Vegeta would notice a certain place near Broly's neck and head. Is that his weak spots? Because he was electrocuted multiple times on those body parts. Paragus can control Broly's power, so maybe if he continues to attack those places, Broly might be weakened just to let Gohan, Chi-Chi himself, and Android 16 to hit Broly with a large attack and kill him. But Broly would not let this happen. Broly would be enraged that Vegeta would dare land a hit on him, so he will rush at Vegeta, and Vegeta would rush back at Broly. The two would make contact with each other in their face. Vegeta would jump back and grab his mask that is now cracked. Gohan would approach Vegeta, asking if he is okay, and Vegeta would yell at Gohan that he is fine and to step back as he fires the Ki Blast at Gohan, which the Saiyan would dodge. Vegeta would turn around with his mask cracked, but not revealing his identity. Vegeta's eye is also red, showing that he has powered up, but his hair is still like a Super Saiyan 2. Gohan would be shocked, and Vegeta would say, so this is the power that the insect awakened from him. He doesn't know what to call this form, but he guesses that Super Saiyan Full Power is a good name. I know DBS Broly has a form that's called that, but DBS Broly is not appearing in this since, well, we already have Z Broly. So if you don't like that name, we could call this Crimson Saiyan. This transformation, if you didn't notice, is inspired by the original Super Saiyan design, and Super Saiyan 3 Rose Full Power. In this transformation, Vegeta is a bit buffed up, and his eye glows red, and this power gives Vegeta a 20 times increase. This might sound like a large power boost, and it is, but do you think Vegeta will be able to contend with an Ultimate Gohan, Ultimate Chi-Chi, or Android 16 if he only had like a 2 to 4 times increase? And Ultimate is at least, I would say, a 10 times increase, because it unlocks the user's potential, and then some. And since Canon Gohan was weaker than Super Saiyan 2, Goku, and Vegeta by at least 1.5 times, he should have gotten at least 10 times stronger to surpass Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But back to the story, Vegeta would rush back into battle, and with his help in his new form, Vegeta and Android 16 would send blasts at Broly's head, and Chi-Chi and Gohan would land hits on Broly's chest. The Saiyan will be sent flying, and he is now tired out. But that doesn't mean that the opposite side isn't tired either. The android is very damaged, and the human and Saiyans are bloodied and beaten. Broly would heavily breathe, but he will smirk as he flies up into the air and lands on a mountain above the android, Saiyans, and human. Broly would begin to charge up one final attack, a gigantic Omega, as he sends the attack at the four. But the heroes won't back down, as they all power up an attack of their own. Vegeta a Final Flash, Android 16 his very own Final Flash, Gohan a Kamehameha, and Chi-Chi would also use a Kamehameha. So the mother-son Kamehameha and the android Final Flash will be sent at the gigantic Omega, and a key struggle would occur. The heroes would try to send the attack at Broly, but the Saiyan would use even more power, as he yells that they cannot defeat him. He is a devil, and Vegeta would respond, even if Broly is a devil, he cannot surpass royalty and the power of the protectors of Earth. As Vegeta bursts his aura even more, Gohan's feet would dig into the ground, and it would say in his head for his father to give them his energy, and a jolt would hit Gohan as his eyes turn red, and he yells he will not let Broly win, as his aura turns white and purple, and a blast from the four warriors would head towards Broly. The Saiyan would yell, "No, he can't lose, he is a devil, a deity above the rest." But Broly's words are futile, as he is hit head on by the attack of the four warriors, and he would yell as he is sent into space. Everyone would power down, and Gohan would thank the warrior in black and Android 16 for their help, and Chi-Chi would offer to teleport everyone back to Earth, and Vegeta and Android 16 would once again distance himself from Chi-Chi and Gohan. The mother and child will go back to the Supreme Kai's world, and they will tell the Supreme Kais about their success, and they will cheer before Gohan and Chi-Chi returns back to Earth to reunite with Bulma, and they will decide to stay on Earth for a bit. And luckily for Vegeta and Android 16, Vegeta is able to repair the parts of Android 16 that were destroyed. Now 2 years will pass, and someone will land in the icebergs, and land in some water, frozen in ice. It's Broly. He will look up to the sky, and say, Kakarot? There is now a time of peace, where Vegeta and Android 16 separates themselves from Gohan, Chi-Chi, and Bulma. Vegeta in this time has accepted Trunks' death, and knows he'll have to move on. It's been around 7 years since his son's death, and maybe Bulma has also accepted that it wasn't his fault that Trunks died. But even though this might be the case, he still wants to stay away for now. He will return, but he thinks to truthfully know that the Earth will always be in good hands. Not only will he have to get stronger, but Gohan will as well. And not just Gohan now, because Chi-Chi is also back into fighting. So if they improve just a little more while he is gone, he shouldn't have anything to worry about. But one day, Gohan decides to run some errands for his mother. At this time, the cities have started to be rebuilt and going back to normal. So Gohan is getting groceries from the store, but he'll be caught in a big snowstorm. Gohan would think he will just kai to get home, but maybe it'll be nice to be in the outside for a bit, at least till the snowstorm ends, which looks like it won't be for a long time, until it stops. So Gohan hides in a cave, but by accident, he drops the groceries, and one of the apples fall into the ocean. Gohan would follow it, jumping into the ocean, and the apple would hit some sort of ice sculpture, and Gohan would go up to it. He will see an unconscious Broly. Gohan will look again, to make sure it's really Broly, but then Broly's eyes would suddenly open, making Gohan temporarily lose his breathing, before he bursts out of the water, and catches his breath. There's no way, Gohan says to himself. How is it that Broly is alive? I know Vegeta, Android 16 mother and I defeated him years ago. But Gohan would hear a Kakarot from in the water, and Gohan would say, oh no, it looks like Broly definitely saw him. And once Gohan says this, Broly bursts out of the water. Gohan would look at Broly flying back, but Broly would suddenly turn around, looking at Gohan, recognizing him as the person that defeated him years ago, and he notices a resemblance to Kakarot, so Broly would yell Kakarot as he powers up into a Super Saiyan. This will shock Gohan. As Broly rushes at him, Gohan would dodge Broly's first punch, and punches him in the face, but Broly wouldn't feel a thing, and will grab Gohan's fist, and punch him in the gut, before throwing him into the ground. Gohan would catch himself, before powering up into a Super Saiyan himself, telling Broly this time, he will end him.
I'll show you how much of a fight I can put up, even just by myself!
Gohan would rush at Broly, and the two will clash, with the two being very evenly matched. Broly's fist would clash with Gohan's. Then Broly would grab Gohan, but Gohan would kick Broly back. But Broly would respond with a kick, and with a ki blast, as Gohan is hitting the stomach and sent flying. Broly would smile looking at Gohan, and licking blood from his face. This will creep Gohan out, and he'll call Broly a creep. But Broly would not like this comment from Gohan, as he rushes at the Saiyan, and kick him into an ice mountain, then send a blast at him. But Gohan would be able to push it back with his hands. But Broly would smack it away, just to see Gohan rushing at Broly in Super Saiyan 2 and punching Broly in the face. Broly would be sent flying, and Gohan would fly behind Broly, taking him into the air, then slamming him into the ground, before using a Masenko, pushing Broly deep into the ocean. Gohan would look into the ocean, thinking that the battle is over, but the half-breed would be wrong, as he hears Broly's voice from in the ocean. You are strong, but I will kill you, Kakarot! Broly would say, yelling, as the water turns into a green hue. Gohan would know what this means. No, damn it, he didn't finish the job. And out comes from the water, legendary Super Saiyan Broly. The Saiyan will look at Gohan and smile, but this power would alert Vegeta, Android 16, and Chi-Chi as they will rush to the battlefield. In the meantime, Gohan powers up to Ultimate, and he rushes at Broly. The two will clash, and the two will land on the ground, trading blows before Gohan is punched away and sent to the snow. Broly would follow, but Gohan would use the snow to escape and kick Broly in the face. But to Gohan's shock, Broly would power up a mouth beam in his mouth and send the attack at Gohan. The half-breed would be engulfed by the attack and would be very injured, but luckily, allies arrive, and Vegeta, Android 16, and Chi-Chi, as Vegeta goes into Crimson Saiyan. Android 16 powers up, and Chi-Chi goes Ultimate. Broly would look on and smile. So, he is fighting everyone he fought before. The five will clash, and Broly is noticeably stronger because of his Zenkai. But the others have not just been sitting down for all these years, they have been training as well. And they are a better match for Broly because they also know the moves of Broly. But that doesn't mean that Broly doesn't also know their moves. You four might know what I am going to do, but I also know what you are going to do. Strange, isn't it? The only strange thing here is that you're yelling about someone who's been dead for 2 decades. Soon everyone will jump back, being bloodied and injured. This is not an easy battle for any party, and sometimes the fight goes into Broly's favor because of his legendary Super Saiyan power growing with him, but Ultimate also grows with the users, and Vegeta's Crimson Saiyan is also able to do that because it's a different type of Saiyan form. I don't know if I explained the form in the last part, so let's do that real quick. So this form is very well inspired by the evil Saiyan form Cumber has in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, since it seems like Cumber got stronger over time while using his evil Saiyan form, since he was eventually able to keep up with people like Vegeta Blue, Super Vegeta 4, and Jiren, as well as off-screen Topo. Also, this form was also inspired by the belief that Super Saiyan was supposed to have red eyes originally until it was changed to navy blue or green. But back to the story, Vegeta would look at Broly, seeing how much Broly was able to increase his legendary Super Saiyan power. This new legendary Super Saiyan transformation looks similar to the power of a Super Saiyan 2. Maybe he is also able to increase his power by tapping into Super Saiyan 2 while in Crimson Saiyan, maybe creating Crimson Saiyan 2. Vegeta would tell this to Chi-Chi and Gohan, and the mother and son duo would say that they will buy time for the Saiyan in Black as he gathers up his power. Android 16 would also say that he'll protect Vegeta, and the Saiyan will smile, saying for them to not die, and the three will agree not to. And they will look at Broly, who continues to yell that he is a devil. Gohan and Android 16 would power up Blast, Kamehameha, and a Gala gun, but Broly would use a double Omega Spear to counter the attack. Gohan, Chi-Chi, and Android 16 would fire multiple Ki Blast attacks at Broly, but the Saiyan would overpower them as he rushes to the three and grabs Chi-Chi's neck, but Android 16 would slam himself into Broly, making the Saiyan drop the woman. Android 16 would bear hug Broly and try to talk him down, saying that it looks like he's only trying to do this just for his father's sake. He shouldn't care about what his father would think of him, try and think about what he wants. And Gohan would also jump in, saying that he knows how it feels to be a Saiyan, so he'll tell Broly the journey of his father and Vegeta, and says for Broly to look at him. Does it really look like he killed people and make people uncomfortable? His father and Vegeta are not bad people, and Broly should understand this. but Broly is too far gone. It would even look like he will explode because of how much power is surging around his body. Broly would roar, slamming his fist into Gohan before getting ready to send an energy blast at Gohan. But Chi-Chi would guard Gohan as she is sent to the ground, bloodied and beaten. Once she makes impact with the blast, Gohan would see this and rushes at Chi-Chi. No, not again! Gohan would catch Chi-Chi just to see her bloodied face and seeing her unconscious. What would his father think of his weakness? Gohan would say to himself. He is such a disappointment. Gohan would power down and hold his mother close before blink. Do you really think it's over? A voice would say in Gohan's head. Gohan would widen his eyes as he sees his father in front of him. Goku would give Gohan his signature smile before picking up Chi-Chi and heals her. Gohan would ask his father if it's really him, and Goku would nod, saying that he is only here in spirit and only he and Chi-Chi can see him. He isn't supposed to be here really, but he couldn't stand quiet anymore. Everyone's been through too much. Goku would tell Gohan that he needs to let go. He knows he can defeat his opponent. He is just hiding his rage, trying to not use it. Goku would tell Gohan to not fear that rage. Use it to feel his power. Gohan would tell his father he can't. But Goku would gesture Gohan to look at Chi-Chi, who was still unconscious. And then Gohan would see himself on the battlefield, where Vegeta went missing and Trunks died. He would see Trunks' body on the floor, before it vanished, and Gohan would turn around to see Trunks face to face. Gohan would ask quietly, "Trunks, is that you?" But Trunks would respond, saying that it's Gohan's fault. He is dead. Gohan would say no, it's not, but Trunks would remind Gohan of the day when he died. And Gohan would yell multiple times, "No!" And Goku would yell at Gohan to use his anger to feel him. And the Trunks rushes at Gohan before Gohan gives in, before his eyes glow red. And he will yell a primal roar before in the real world, Gohan's power would burst into the air, and there will be a spiritual symbol of Goku's gi that will be visible in the aura of the half-breed warrior before we see Gohan, whose hair is spiked up to a crazy amount. Gohan will turn around with his pupils red, and his aura a mix of white and purple. Broly would be shocked to see this, but still rushes at Gohan. But at the same time, Vegeta's power would also surge, and an Azaru yell will be heard, and a spiritual Azaru would appear in Vegeta's aura as he stands in Crimson Saiyan 2. Gohan would kick Broly in the stomach, and Vegeta would prepare to finish this battle with a final blow, just as Gohan decides to do the same as they both rush at Broly, putting their fists out, yelling Super Dragon Fist. The attacks would burst through Broly's stomach, and the two dragons would connect with each other before they explode to create a Saiyan symbol. When the smoke clears, Broly is nowhere to be seen, and Vegeta and Gohan will power down. Android 16 would see this and would be shocked. Chi-Chi would also awaken and would be proud of her son. Gohan and Vegeta would look at each other, and Gohan would see that Vegeta's mask has been destroyed a little more, but his identity isn't fully exposed. Vegeta would tell Gohan that they can rest tonight, but tomorrow they will have a full battle to the death, so prepare. Gohan would ask Vegeta why would he want to do that, but Vegeta would say that the information Gohan wants him to tell is unnecessary, and Vegeta would tell Gohan only to come alone. Don't bring his mother with him. Before Vegeta and Ninja 16 leaves, Gohan will wonder, what is this all about? But he does return to Capsule Corp, where he and Chi-Chi enters the healing tanks that Bulma and Chi-Chi both work together to create and improve. And in a tree somewhere, Vegeta takes off his mask, and it says that this mask can't hold up for much longer. And on the day he and Gohan have their final battle, his mask will surely be destroyed, and Gohan would find his identity. Then he'll have no choice but to reunite with them all as a permanent ally. He was always one, but he won't be the one that works in the shadows anymore. The next day, Gohan would awaken early in the morning when Chi-Chi and Bulma is asleep. He knew if he woke up later, his mother or Bulma would stop him. So waking up at this time, he knew was the best choice. Gohan would get into his Turtle Hermit Gi, and Gohan would also look down at the power pole Chi-Chi kept from Alpazu, and Gohan knows that his father used to use this in battle, and he saw him for a short amount of time before he battled Broly. Gohan would grab the power pole and put it on before he opens the door. Chi-Chi and Bulma will wake up to see Gohan and asks if he is leaving. Gohan would say yes. It might sound stupid to fight the Saiyan in black, but he knows they won't kill him. He just wants a simple fight, and he promises he'll come back safe, and says even if things go wrong, he will Kai back here. Chi-Chi and Bulma would agree, before Gohan blasts off to a random wasteland. Vegeta would see this, and Vegeta would follow to the wasteland. Vegeta would land on the wasteland. So this is where you want to fight. Vegeta asks Gohan. Yes. So what is the conditions of this battle? Gohan would ask him. This battle is a battle to the death. Don't hold back. I know every kind of power you have, Vegeta tells Gohan. The half-breed will nod before he powers up into Ultimate and even uses Kaioken alongside it. Vegeta would nod as he transforms into his Crimson Saiyan 2 form. The two will clash and Gohan and Vegeta will be very evenly matched, with Gohan and Vegeta knowing everything they might do, and Gohan is confused by this. This fighting style of the person he is fighting is familiar to someone he fought before, but Gohan was able to discover the abilities of the Saiyan in Black. Vegeta starts off with multiple different abilities, paralyzation, and Ki swords. Gohan would be shocked. He didn't know it was possible to manipulate Ki like this. Vegeta would slash at Gohan, making sure this was not able to penetrate through Gohan's body. The attack would injure Gohan, as he is sent flying. Gohan would catch himself, but Vegeta would send multiple Ki blasts at Gohan. The half-breed would dodge out of the way, but Vegeta would redirect the Ki blast to follow Gohan. The half-breed will burst his aura, destroying the Ki blast, before punching Vegeta in the stomach, sending him flying. But Vegeta would kick Gohan to the sky and slam him into the ground, and powers up the Final Flash to hit the ground. Gohan would dodge the attack, but the attack would track Gohan, making Gohan use Kai to escape and appear behind Vegeta and kick him to the ground. This attack would hurt Vegeta, but Vegeta would smirk. You hit like a baby. No wonder you couldn't save your dear friend. Gohan would hear this comment from Vegeta, and he would be enraged. You don't know what you are talking about, Gohan says. You don't even know anything about me. As his aura turns white, with purple and red electricity surging around his body, Gohan would yell, and when Gohan does, he would transform into his beast form. Vegeta would smile. Yes, that power Gohan has. It might be far out of his league, but he wanted Gohan to unleash this power, and he wanted to witness this power for himself. Back on a planet far away, the God of Destruction Lord Beerus would awaken, sensing the power of Beast Gohan. The God would approach his attendant Whis, asking, what is this power that interrupted his sleep? Whis would open his staff, and they will see the battle between Vegeta and Gohan. Beerus would recognize Vegeta, and he would wonder what he is doing fighting this other Saiyan. He thought he told Frieza to blow up the planet Vegeta, but it's okay, because he dreamt of a Super Saiyan God, so maybe it's a good thing they are alive. Beerus would watch this battle from Whis' staff, and we would see Gohan punching Vegeta in the face, and finally breaks his mask. Gohan would look in shock, as in front of him is Vegeta. Gohan would say Vegeta's name quietly, and Vegeta would smirk. Good. That power was very impressive. And Gohan would tell Vegeta that Bulma was worried about him, and Vegeta would say that he never really left. Since when Android 16 was attacked, he did go to Bulma and ask her to rebuild him. Vegeta would then tell Gohan why he didn't return right away, but he made sure to defeat every enemy that attacked her. Gohan would still be shocked that this whole time he was fighting alongside Vegeta. The Saiyan will tell Gohan that he wanted Gohan to unleash this power because he sensed it against Broly, and he knew with this power the Earth will always be safe. Gohan would smile, and Vegeta would tell Gohan to end this battle with one final punch. Gohan would agree, as Gohan and Vegeta rushes at each other one last time with a punch, and after a while, Vegeta falls to the ground unconscious. After the battle, two people will arrive. It's Beerus and Whis, and they'll heal Vegeta. Once Vegeta awakens, he bows down to the god, and he will tell Gohan to bow down as well, because this person is the god of destruction of Universe 7. Gohan, after hearing this, would also bow down to Beerus, and the god will ask if any of them know anything about the Super Saiyan God, but the two Saiyans will say that they don't know what that is, and Beerus would say that it's disappointing that they don't know anything about the Super Saiyan God, and because of his disappointment, he will blow up this planet. After hearing this, Gohan and Vegeta will power up into Crimson Saiyan 2 and Beast respectively, as they tell Beerus that they will not let him do that. Beerus will smile, and then the two will rush at the god. The three will clash, and quickly in the battle, Vegeta is outmatched. He is actually able to land a few hits on Beerus, but he is the first one to be knocked out. But Gohan is actually able to put up more of a fight against Beerus than Vegeta is, and is actually able to do as well as the Super Saiyan God Goku did from in canon. This will impress Beerus. While Gohan is fighting Beerus, Vegeta approaches Whis. Vegeta would ask Whis if he is just able to search around the universe to see what a Super Saiyan God is, and Whis will say that he never thought of that, and he will search around the universe, and he will look in the Namekian Book of Legends, and they will know that the Saiyans can either obtain Super Saiyan God while training with a god, or using a Super Saiyan God ritual, but there is no more than 3 Saiyans alive right now, so the only way to get a Super Saiyan God is to train with a god. but Whis will tell Vegeta that he'll tell Beerus this information after he beats Gohan, and Vegeta would nod, and in space, Beerus would send a Spear of Destruction at Gohan, but the Saiyan will respond with a Kamehameha, and he will send the attack out to blast, but Gohan wasn't strong enough to keep up his form as he goes back to base. But after hearing Vegeta's, Chi-Chi's, and Bulma's voices, he gets a jolt of power. Before he punches the Spear of Destruction, an explosion would occur, and when the smoke clears, Gohan falls down, but Beerus will catch him and drop him down to Earth. Whis will then go up to Beerus and tell him how to summon a Super Saiyan God, and this will pique Beerus' interest, and will say that he'll like Whis to train with Vegeta and Gohan, but the two Saiyans will decline the offer. Gohan likes the path he is going down, and Vegeta would say that he would like to train with Whis, but he would like to reunite with his wife and stay on Earth for at least a few months. And Beerus would accept this. He would like to get some more sleep anyways. So with that, Beerus and Whis will leave, and Gohan and Vegeta would decide to go back to Capsule Corp. When the two Saiyans arrive, Bulma would turn around and would be shocked and in disbelief as she sees Gohan and with him, Vegeta. Bulma would rush to Vegeta and touch his face just to see if he's real and if she's not just imagining things. And once she realized that she isn't, she buries herself into Vegeta's chest and hugs him, saying she was so worried that he died, and Vegeta would hug Bulma back, saying that he couldn't look her in the eyes after Trunks' death, but now he believes that he and Gohan can protect the Earth. And Bulma would say that all that matters right now is that she is still able to see Vegeta again. And now 2 months will pass, and Vegeta would take it easy on training, sparring with Chi-Chi and Gohan. The woman would thank Vegeta for looking after Gohan for so long, and Vegeta would say that is the least that he could have done. But soon Beerus and Whis will return, and they tell Vegeta that it is time. Bulma and Chi-Chi would be confused, but Vegeta would explain that Beerus and Whis were the god of destruction and angels of Universe 7. And hearing this, Bulma and Chi-Chi will bow down. Bulma would ask Vegeta if that means that he will once again leave, and Vegeta would nod, but he will tell Bulma that he will make sure to visit way more often to see her, and Bulma would nod and tell Vegeta to do his best. Vegeta would kiss Bulma before he walks towards Beerus and Whis. Chi-Chi will ask if Gohan is joining them, but Gohan would shake his head. No, he wanted to stay on Earth because he liked the power he is at now. Chi-Chi would nod, and with that, Vegeta and the gods will leave. Now a whole year will pass, and in this year, Vegeta is able to unlock not only the power of a Super Saiyan God, but Super Saiyan Blue. Beerus would battle Vegeta once again, and Vegeta is able to put up a good fight against Beerus, doing way better than Gohan was able to a year ago. Now there will not be a resurrection of Veth because there is no Dragon Balls on Earth, and a new Namek is not able to be found by the Frieza soldiers, so they are just not able to revive Frieza. And now we are going to get into the Universe 6 tournament, because Beerus and Champa will still have the food off, and Beerus would be surprised to taste the good food of Earth, and Champa would want the Earth food, but Beerus doesn't want to give up the Earth. So Vegeta suggests a tournament, and the gods will agree, so Vegeta is in charge to gather the Universe 7 team. Vegeta will go to Earth to get his 3 members of the Universe 7 team, Gohan, Android 16, and Chi-Chi, but they need one more fighter, so Monaka was thought of. But Vegeta will get an idea. He does have a brother on a faraway planet. He might be weak, but he is sure he will be able to get his brother into shape. Whis and Beerus will agree as Whis goes to get Tarbell, and after a while, Whis comes back with Tarbell, and Vegeta and Tarbell will have a reunion. But Beerus would tell Tarbell and Vegeta that they are here for one reason, and one reason only, to participate in the Universe 6 tournament. Vegeta will nod as he tells Tarbell why he is here, and Tarbell will agree to participate, and Vegeta and Tarbell will go into the gravity room, and Vegeta would train with Tarbell using Crimson Saiyan 2. This will be too much for Tarbell, but this is Vegeta's plan, to pressure Tarbell into Super Saiyan, and after a while, it worked. Tarbell achieved the Super Saiyan transformation, but Vegeta and Tarbell's training will not stop there. Vegeta will help train Tarbell's Azaru form as well, and after a while, Tarbell will control the form. Tarbell will want to use the Azaru form alongside Super Saiyan, and Vegeta would support this. But once Tarbell uses Super Saiyan on top of the Azaru form, he goes berserk, and Vegeta would have to stop Tarbell. But thankfully, Vegeta's new levels of power will be able to stop Tarbell and make him go back to normal. Okay, that might not have been the best idea, but maybe in the tournament, this form can be a secret weapon for Tarbell. But now the Universe 6 tournament will begin, and everyone will see the Universe 6 team, and Vegeta would see Kaba, who was a Saiyan from Universe 6, but Vegeta sees 2 more Saiyans, Caulifla and Kale, who replaces Mogeta and Botamo. We could say Botamo died of old age, and Mogeta was destroyed. I know that's kind of a stupid way to say why they aren't in the team, but come on, I thought it would be funny in my head. But if you're not satisfied with that, we could say that since this timeline is like 14 years in the future, let's say that Caulifla and Kale have gotten stronger in these past years, and they've grown stronger than Mogeta and Botamo. So alongside Kaba, Caulifla and Kale will be chosen for the team instead of Botamo and Mogeta. And these two Saiyans were stronger than Mogeta and Botamo in the first place in the Universe Survival arc anyways, so it shouldn't matter really. Vegeta and Gohan would be surprised to see the three Saiyans, and they'll ask why don't they have tails, and Kappa will explain why, but Tarbo will be shocked. This Saiyan, he looks so much like him. Are these universes parallel or something? Actually, Tarbo realizes that he's right when he looks at Beerus, Whis, Champa, and Vados. But now, Vegeta would see Kaba, and he will feel like he has a connection with Kaba, because he sees Tarble in him, but not just Tarble, but he also sees Trunks and Kaba as well. And this will make Vegeta feel like they are connected, so he hopes to battle Kaba in this tournament. But soon the tournament will begin, and Tarbo will go up first, and Tarbo's opponent is Frost, the Universe 6 version of Frieza. Tarbo will be worried, but Vegeta would tell Tarbo that he is way stronger than the Frieza they battled before, though this Frieza lookalike might also not be a pushover, so he shouldn't hold back. Tarbo will nod, and he'll enter the arena at the same time Frost does, and the battle will begin, but Tarbo would yell at Frost to transform. His brother told him that Frieza has transformations, so he will give Frost the opportunity, and one opportunity only, to transform. And if he don't go full power, he won't give Frost another opportunity to do so. Gohan and Chichi would get annoyed that Tarbo is giving Frost a chance to transform, but Vegeta would tell them to shut up, and that Tarbo's Saiyan pride is talking, and as a fellow prince, he endorses this. Frost would say very well, and he skips his third form and goes straight into his final form. Tarbo will notice that Frost gotten way stronger than he was before, and he will instantly transform into Super Saiyan 2 before the two clash, with Tarbo and Frost being very evenly matched, with them both landing an even amount of blows against the other. But Tarbo will get tired out. He's not as skilled with Super Saiyan 2 as Frost is in his base form. So Frost would punch Tarbo and send a blast at the Saiyan Prince as he goes flying to the ground. Frost would laugh, and Champa would yell, telling Frost good job. Vegeta and the Universe 17 will grit their teeth, and Tarbo will struggle to get up, and after a while, he is able to. Frost would laugh. Have this Saiyan had enough? Tarbo will get desperate. He doesn't want to be the first one to lose in this tournament, especially if he didn't defeat anyone. The disappointment in his brother's eyes, or Gohan and Chi-Chi's, or even Beerus's. He might even erase Tarbo if he is disappointed by his battle. And right now, that is exactly what Beerus is thinking of doing right now. Tarbo will close his eyes, and will create an orb in his hand. He will throw it at Frost, who would dodge it, but the orb will stay in the air. Frost will be confused, but Tarbo would yell, burst open and mix. Vegeta's eyes would widen, and he'll get up from his seat. Tarbo will start to grow, and becomes in Super Azaru 2. Frost would be shocked, and he would yell, why did this Saiyan turn into a stupid monkey? But Tarbo would just grab and throw Frost into the air. Frost would catch himself and send multiple blasts at Tarbo, but a mouth blast would overpower Frost blast, and he is hit out of the arena. Tarbo would almost go out of control, but luckily Vegeta shot the Powerball and destroyed it. Tarbo will go back to normal, and the next person to enter the arena is Kaba. Tarbo would introduce himself to the Universe 6 Saiyan, and Kaba will say that he hopes to have a respectable battle. Tarbo would agree, going back into base to make the battle even, but this is Tarbo's mistake. Kaba's base form is far stronger than Tarbo's base form, or maybe even Super Saiyan form. In Tarbo's Super Saiyan 2 form, he might surpass Kaba, but Tarbo not going all out costs him, as he is knocked out of the arena. Tarbo would be injured, and surprised. This Universe 6 Saiyan, he is probably at the same level of power as his brother, in his base form. Once Tarbo goes back to the stands, he is yelled at by Vegeta and Beerus for holding back, but it doesn't matter because Vegeta is up next. Vegeta would enter the arena, smirking at Kaba. The Saiyan from Universe 6 would smile at Vegeta, and once the battle began, they both have the same idea, to fire a Gala gun at each other. Vegeta would be impressed that Kaba's attack is keeping up with his, and Tarbo would be shocked. How far can these Universe 6 Saiyans grow? Vegeta, after a while of fighting, would tell Kaba to transform. Kaba would be confused. Transform? He doesn't know what Vegeta is talking about. Vegeta would notice that the Universe 6 Saiyan can't transform, so Vegeta would yell at the other Universe 6 Saiyans, asking them if they can transform, but the two would say that they don't know how to do that. Vegeta would yell at them to get down there. The announcer would say that it's against the rules, but Vegeta, Beerus, and Champa would power up attacks to scare the announcer before Caulifla and Kale enters the arena. And once they do, another battle begins, as Vegeta goes Crimson Saiyan, and he will kick and punch the Saiyans away. Vegeta will tell the three Saiyans that if they don't defeat him, he will go to Universe 6 and destroy Planet Sadala himself. This will enrage the Universe 6 Saiyans, and they'll rush back at Vegeta, but the Saiyan will dodge and toss around the three Saiyans, and soon, Kale will be kicked to the floor, struggling to get up, and Caulifla and Kappa will be held up by their shirts by each of Vegeta's hands. Vegeta will power up a Ki Blast above both of them, and sing, "You know what? Killing you three here would be even better than blowing up Planet Sadala." But this will make all three of the Saiyans get angry, and Caulifla and Kappa will kick Vegeta away, and Kale will get up and bulk up. Vegeta will look at all three of the Saiyans and smiles before they all yell and become Super Saiyans. Vegeta will look at Kappa and Caulifla, then smile. Then Vegeta will turn around to look at Kale, but Vegeta's eyes would widen as he sees Kale in her Super Saiyan Berserk form. Vegeta would be shocked with his mouth opened. This woman, it reminds him of Broly. Kale would yell Vegeta. He is the person she will kill. As she rushes at Vegeta, powers up an attack. Vegeta would dodge the attack, kick Kale, but it doesn't affect the Saiyan woman, and she blasts Vegeta away. Chi-Chi and Gohan would get worried and tries to jump in, but Vegeta would yell at the mother and son to not jump in. He got this. Vegeta would close his eyes and go Super Saiyan God, and he stops Kale as she rushes at him, and he kicks Kale away. Kaba and Caulifla would try to attack Vegeta, but he will dodge the attack and would tell Caulifla to, instead of fighting him, try to talk to Kale. This seems to be Kale's first time transforming, so she should talk to Kale, and Caulifla would agree, going to talk to Kale, while Vegeta and Kaba have a one-on-one. After a while, like in a tournament of power, Caulifla talks Kale into unlocking her own version of Super Saiyan 2, and Caulifla will also achieve Super Saiyan 2 while doing so, and Kappa being pushed by Vegeta would also achieve the form. I know this is crazy to give them this after they just unlocked Super Saiyan, but in canon, Caulifla was able to unlock Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 as well in one episode, so I think it's fine. Vegeta would chuckle seeing these Saiyans grow so fast, and Vegeta would power up into Super Saiyan Blue, continue to battle with the three Saiyans, and Vegeta would still defeat all three of them with ease. So the three Universe 6 Saiyans still lose to Vegeta, but Vegeta will tell the three Saiyans that he would like to see them again one day. And the Saiyans will smile and nod. So the Universe 6 Saiyans exit the arena, and Vegeta also eliminates himself, leaving Gohan and Chi-Chi to battle Hit. And Hit would even recommend the two of them fight together to show that he is also a strong opponent. And the mother and son duo would not decline this, and they'll go ultimate, and they'll rush at Hit. And at first, Hit will beat down the two, but soon, Chi-Chi and Gohan would find out that Hit is time skipping. Gohan and Chi-Chi would actually both find this out at the same time. And with Chi-Chi and Gohan probably being some of the smartest people in the universe, with Bulma being the smartest, Gohan and Chi-Chi would activate Max Kaioken and Beast, and they will fire a Mother-Son Kamehameha to finally defeat Hit, meaning that the Universe 7 wins, and they get the Super Dragon Balls, and Beerus survives Champa's Earth. Now, time will pass, and back on Earth, Vegeta want to keep his mind off the Universe 6 Saiyans. He'll be impressed by the Universe 6 Saiyans so much that Bulma would even tell Vegeta that if he talks about them so much, they should go visit. And after a while, Vegeta would agree. So they'll ask Whis to go to Universe 6, and Whis will agree, after Champa and Vados agree. And Champa would even tell Vegeta that he'll be shocked to see how powerful the Saiyans have gotten, because Vados has been training them. Vegeta would smirk at this, and soon when he is brought to the planet Sadala, he will instantly get to training with the Universe 6 Saiyans. And now seeing that the Saiyans are now a true challenge, with the levels of a god now, this will make Vegeta the happiest he has been in years. He's probably the best he felt in his whole life. And Bulma would notice this, and would make a decision. She would have never thought of herself making this decision, but she'll tell Vegeta that they'll move into Planet Sadala in Universe 6. This will shock Vegeta to no end, and he will fight back, saying that they don't need to do that. But Bulma would tell Vegeta to look at himself. He quit fighting and became an alcoholic years ago, when the Androids defeated him. And then when Trunks died, he separated himself from her, and she knows that Vegeta sees Kaba as his own son, and she even feels the same, and thinks that if Trunks was alive today, he would be just like Kaba. The Universe 6 Saiyans can be their new family. Caulifla, Kale, and Kaba don't have families of their own, besides Caulifla's brother, but we don't talk about that. Anyways, she thinks it'll also make them happy that the Prince family of Universe 7 accepts them into their own. Bulma would tell Vegeta to imagine how happy their little Bola would be having an older brother and 2 older sisters. Vegeta would smile and agree, but will ask Bulma, what about Capsule Corp? And Bulma would say she'll transfer Capsule Corp into Universe 6, but that doesn't mean Universe 7 won't have a Capsule Corp. She'll give Chi-Chi and Gohan ownership of the Universe 7 Capsule Corp, and she'll continue making inventions in Universe 6 while Chi-Chi and Gohan makes inventions in Universe 7. If the Universal phone, they'll stay in touch. After a while, Vegeta agrees. Chi-Chi and Gohan takes over Capsule Corp in Universe 7, and Vegeta, Bulma, Android 16, and even Tarbell and his wife will move to planet Sadala to start a new family with the Universe 6 Saiyans. Time will pass, 10 years in fact. A new enemy comes to Earth, finding out that there were Saiyans here. This is Granola, who got knowledge from someone named Zuno that the Saiyans were here. Thanks to his Planet Cereal's Dragon Balls, he was able to teleport to Zuno, and he told him about the Saiyans, and he collected them again to wish to be the strongest in the universe. Gohan will arrive in front of Granola, followed by Chi-Chi and 2 new people. Gohan in his time got married to an Earthling named Videl, and they even had a daughter named Pan. They'll arrive on the battlefield, and soon after, Vegeta steps in front of them, followed by Android 16, Caulifla, Kale, and Kappa. Kale will go into her Master Super Saiyan Berserk, Caulifla and Kappa will go Super Saiyan Blue, and Vegeta will glow a purple color before going into a new transformation, Ultra Ego. Everyone will clash, and there will be another brief time skip, and in Vegeta's mind, he'll hear a voice he knows all too well. It's the voice of Kakarot, who will tell Vegeta that he's grown so much, and Vegeta will respond, telling Kakarot that he hasn't changed a bit. Kakarot will tell Vegeta that he thanks him for taking care of Gohan and Chi-Chi. Vegeta would tell Kakarot it's the least he could have done. Kakarot would smile before getting into a fighting stance. How about one last sparring match? Challenge accepted, old friend, Vegeta would say before the 2 Saiyans would rush at each other. But that is a story for another day, because this is where the series comes to an end for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and if you did, then make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the content. And if you ever want to what if done by me, if anything isn't clear in the video and you need an explanation, if I just messed up on the story of Dragon Ball, or you could also comment down below telling me how I did on this series, then leave a comment down below. But if all that's said, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya, and until we meet again.
Freaky ass nigga, you 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Say OVO, say OVO. And step as well, step the way, and step as well.